having to do any of the work? Got Lit has you covered. Get your free quote at gotlitlights.com. That's gotlitlights.com.
Where can you find a reliable roofing contractor you can trust? Top Team Roofing and Construction. They know the secret to getting homeowners what they deserve from insurance companies. Call Jessica today, 571-1740. That's 571-1740. Online at thelatopteam.com.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, October 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 82. Coming up on OTB, we talk to Caroline Fenton in the second hour. We have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal at 9 a.m. And we have a new edition of Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson at 9:15. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB Thursday, October 12th, 2023. Another day here on the radio talking football. Hope you're having a great day today. I hope we're going to have some fun over the next 3 hours. Continue to talk a little LSU-Auburn, talk a little Saints. We got Big Deal or No Big Deal, Caroline Fenton, all the good stuff. Munchies. Chef Michael Johnson, 9:15. You already know. Everybody loves getting their culinary queries answered. He watched a good horror movie last night, so we can get to that. Real quick, I do remind you again, donate to the Greg Brooks Fund. Give whatever you can. Go ahead and pin that in the chat if we can there. Taylor, and continue to support Greg as he goes through this fight. All right, Jake, I did not watch a ton of Auburn film. I watched about half the Georgia game this morning on a little fact-finding mission. I feel like I learned some things. We'll get into it in a minute. First off, though, how are we feeling there? How you doing there?
It's like the great time of year. It really
Feels
is. Like
great
you wake up, feels great outside. You're right in the middle of football season. Teams are starting to kind of show you who they really are. We find out what is what in the NFL and college football. So it's always a great time of year.
Mario, you doing well?
I agree with Jake. This is an awesome time of year. You even have preseason basketball starting up. And I am so excited for the weekend, man. I'm pumped to call the game in Houston for sure, Saints-Texans, but I'm really pumped for the Central Catholic game tomorrow in Central. That should be a lot of fun.
Oh, hell yeah. Taylor, what's up, dude? How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. Was hoping I was going to get a little bougie and nice last night at the Livingston Parish Fair. It didn't happen, though. We had a rain out. I'll have to get my chicken on a stick somewhere else, so it didn't happen last night.
What happens when a fair gets rained out? Do they just push it back a day? Do they leave everything up? Is it gone now? Do you know?
As far as I know, they just push it back a day.
Tonight? Are you going to be able to go tonight?
No.
Well, why?
I'll be at Kelly till 6:45.
You just said that in such a dismissive way, as if going Wednesday night was inherently obvious, and Thursday night is just like, I can't even fathom going on Thursday night. What are you talking about?
I got off of work early yesterday. I'll be working late today, so it's just not going to happen today.
Just get
maybe tomorrow.
Brian Kelly press conference. Just get somebody to cover it, or just rip their recording off the internet. Don't tell anyone that you did it. Because it's the fair.
You could do that. I mean, I know you get sound for probably the entire station, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look.
It's the fair, though.
Yeah. It's the fair. It happens once a year.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was What is it? That's what I was
Ron
trying
Burgundy.
to get at, and I couldn't.
Where he's like,
I couldn't grab it.
Ron's going to miss a pancake breakfast. And he's like, no. Ron will be there. It's the pancake breakfast. We do it every month.
Yeah, so there you go. Exactly. It's the LP fair, Taylor. Okay, some things are bigger than work.
Look, in all seriousness,
If you skip it and get caught, though,
I'm not a big fair guy.
What?
It's not really my thing. I like
Why?
the food. I don't know.
Oh, the
I've
fair
never
is
been
awesome.
a big fair guy.
Rides, smiles, beers, fun.
Hadn't been.
I mean, that's
you know what? I
That's where
haven't
Joe Dirt
been.
met his sister. How do you not like the
That's true.
fair?
I haven't been in a long time.
All right. Well, maybe you go.
Like, it's been since college. It's been like 4 or 5 years since I've been.
Yeah, you should give it another shot.
I think I will.
See if maybe you've aged into it. A lot of things as you get older, you start to appreciate and enjoy more and more. All right. Let's talk a little Auburn. I went on Andy Staples' show yesterday, which you can go check out. That was fun. Pick games for an hour with him. And on the show, I said, I'm laying off of LSU-Auburn, but if I had to pick, I would take I would take LSU to cover if I was forced to. Well, further rumination, a little film watching, and some good points by Hunt Palmer have made me a little unsure, right? I always have to try to grade myself on a curve or make sure that I'm trying to be objective in my analysis and where I need to push and pull. And there are certain kind of off the field elements, like in Arkansas, when people say it's the Arkansas game, it always gets crazy. It's like, I don't think so. Now, granted, the original sin there was undervaluing KJ Jefferson and overvaluing the LSU front seven. But the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, it was Arkansas, and it ends up being a close game. And then I'm watching a clip of Hunt on Twitter yesterday, and he's just going through the Auburn history and really pointing out just how ridiculous this series is and just the amount of insanity that this rivalry has created. And I'm like, that is true. Let's dive into a little Auburn, Georgia, really dive into it and see how we feel. And I think I've come away with a few takeaways here, Jake. First off, Hugh Freeze has these boys bought in. Their offense is not pretty, but they play hard as hell. They do this kind of, like Jake was talking about, almost like a pseudo triple option thing with a ton of pre-snap movement. But the thing is, everybody blocks, right? The wide receivers block really well. The tight ends block really well. There doesn't seem to be a lot of prima donna on this Auburn offense. And then you look at the defensive side of the ball, and they just look pretty salty. I don't know if you'd agree with this, Jake. I think this is the best offensive and defensive front, the best team in the trenches that LSU has faced since Florida State.
Okay, I thought you were about to say in the totality of the season, Florida State.
No,
yes.
No, they're not on Florida State's level, but since Florida State.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still shocked at Mississippi State's defensive front because I think there's some really talented players in there that
you about to answer
that did not. No, I'm saying that didn't have obviously a game, and they have not played to the standard that I thought they would play at. Better than Mizzou, yes. Certainly better than Ole Miss, yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, right. So I guess and remember we talked about after Ole Miss where 2 weeks in a row I'm like, oh man, yeah, I'm not that impressed with this offensive line. This LSU front should have a lot of success here. I mean, Tulane pushed Ole Miss's crap in, right? And then we later arrived at, okay, this is like being a professor and everybody scored really low, and so suddenly we have to create a curve. And we have to start to grade on a negative curve where we juice up whatever offensive line we're watching due to the ineptitude of the defensive line. And that's where this becomes concerning because I thought Auburn's offensive line looked just objectively good. I think they could be way better if they had more of a threat through the air and at the skill positions or a quarterback that could get it there. They don't necessarily have too much of that. But again, they do run it very effectively. LSU has looked completely lost in terms of responsibilities at times this year, Jake, with pre-snap movement and moving guys around. Busted plays have plagued this team the entirety of the year. Losing guys in coverage, communication problems. And then the defensive line, improvement last week, but the defensive line, for the most part this year, has been getting pushed around by lesser offensive lines than the one I'm seeing right here. So Pete Jenkins, I'm really hoping that he can continue to have a bit of a transformative impact, because I don't know, I kind of emerge on the other side of this, and I think LSU wins, but I don't think I would take them to cover the 11.5. That's a big number for this game.
That's a big number in this game because of everything you laid out, and I'm sure Hunt did a great job of laying out the series history. We all know it. We all know there's been some weirdness. We all know the scores have been like 7-5. We know there's been barns burning in the background. We know LSU scoring with 1 second left. 2005, their kicker can't make a kick. That game goes in overtime. LSU wins. Last time Auburn was here, first time they had won in Tiger Stadium since Jesus was a boy, right? And so, like, all those things happen in this series. And that game was a wild one. Bo Nix, 4th and 2, whatever it was. He escapes like 17 people.
4th and 2, Bo Nix.
And throws a touchdown into the end zone. So, yeah, this is a series that always has that. DJ Chark, one of the best calls you'll ever hear. My man Mario, DJ Chark punt return. That was 20-0. You ran a jet sweep with Stephon Sullivan on 4th down in that game. It's just, that's
Matt
what
Canada
this game
special.
is. It was. And, oof.
By the way, Pittsburgh Penguin fans were chanting "Fire Matt Canada" at the hockey game.
Yeah.
It's a bad time to be Matt Canada right now.
It's not great. And then the next year, the next time you play them in Auburn, obviously Joe Burrow's first year, Cole Tracy knocks down the kick. So many great moments in this series history. So, yeah, any game like that, 11 points feels like a big one. I still would like to see LSU's defense be aggressive in this one, T.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you just try to overload the quarterback's brains, and then you're also loading him the box, which helps against the run? Or is the secondary so bad that you are concerned
but you're bad in
the
zone.
big busts?
But you're bad in zone coverage, though.
That's true.
So if you play it safe, which is the coverages that LSU's been playing this year, if you play it safe and you're not good at it, why play safe? And if you haven't done well in those coverages, why not be more aggressive? And you can say, well, it leaves you, in the back end, chance for bigger plays. Well, big plays have been coming anyways. So, sometimes it's just easier, like when guys aren't playing well in zone coverage, hey, we're going to play cover one. That's going to be the coverage that we kind of star in today. All right, we're going to have a single safety, and that's what it's going to be. And I understand why you would be reluctant to do that, but we're playing quarters. We're playing cover three. That ain't working.
If they do catch one, though, and it's down to the safety to make that tackle, I don't feel great about that. I get what you're saying. If you're already bad at it and they're scoring anyway. Like, what's better, though, for an offense like Auburn's to try to make them earn it play by play, or expose yourself to the risk of, like, that big play?
And look, and when we're talking about doing those things, it does not mean you have to do it the entire game. Doesn't mean that you have to necessarily only play this one coverage. Now, you can still play some of those things that you like to play, but it's just, hey, switch it up a little bit. Give the guys a little bit more freedom to go out there and play some man coverage. Every one of those guys, regardless of where they came from or who they are, right, they have starred in man coverage before. You don't have a lot of weapons for the Auburn Tigers that really threaten you.
That's true.
Their best receivers probably their tight end, as we've talked about this week. So I would like to see him switch it up. You don't have to only play these type of coverages, even if you want to play some of that zone that you've played, sure. But it hasn't been working. There's been just huge gaps in your defense.
Yeah.
Those inner channels on the hashes feel like they are so wide open right now.
I agree, and I see what you're saying, right? Like Luther Burden, Brady Cook, or really just Brady Cook, all those receivers, especially Luther Burden, like, you were never going to stand up one-on-one against them. But Robbie Ashford's not accurate at all. Peyton Thorne is more accurate, but still not too much of a threat throwing the ball. And to your point, like, the receivers, this is not Keon Coleman. This is not these other. So okay. So yeah. So maybe a more aggressive man style, adding numbers to the rush. Perkins and others off the edge. Just overload the O-line, speed up the quarterback, and make him be right. And then trust, somewhat a secondary that has been untrustworthy up to this point. I kind of feel that. Yeah.
Saying it and doing it, we'll see. We'll see if they're going to be. And look, last week against Mizzou. Some different things, not wholesale changes, made some adjustments, and you only give up 14. And we're laughing, but like you were giving up at that time, it felt like you were giving up a score every time they had the ball. So what was it? You stopped them 6 times, they only scored twice in the second half?
Did you get 6 stops? Let's look. I don't remember. Why don't we do this? Let's go to break. And when we get back, we can answer that question. If you have any questions based on what we've seen, you can put them in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, youtube.com/1045ESPN. And also, I do want to talk about a matchup on the interior that I'm very excited about watching. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota?
Say it enough, and it's like Beetlejuice. Just show up at your house. It's untrue. But you can just show up at theirs. But go see them on the airline highway and check out the selection they have there on site. Or you can go to the website and start to look at the selection and the deals and just maybe what you would want, whether you're trying to buy new, used, lease. They're the best. If you just need a rent for a vacation, go get in touch with Miss Lisa Sessions in the rental department. It's absolutely fantastic going to Disney or something like that this fall. They got your back. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, go to the website today. You can do it all. You can buy new, you can lease, you can check out the rental department that we tell you about every single day. If you're buying new, you can customize that vehicle to your liking. You can add, you can take away. Whatever you want, they can make happen. If you're leasing, everything's available. If you're renting, everything is available. Not going to find that anywhere else. Find those per-day rental prices at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206.
Tune in this Sunday as we bring you a trio of NFL games. We'll start with the noon kickoff, Washington Commanders at Atlanta Falcons, and then immediately following that, we'll take you to Patriots at Raiders, and then our nightcap, the New York Giants and Buffalo Bills. Tune in on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Watched a movie called Talk to Me last night, an Australian horror film. Very, very good. We'll talk about it a bit later, though. I have Top Chat on. Let me switch that over. Welcome back, OTB, 7 to 10 a.m. Spooky season rolling right along. If y'all want to get involved, get in the chat, youtube.com/1045ESPN. All right, Jake. You stopped Mizzou 2 out of 6 times.
Yeah.
In that second half last year. It's a 66% stop rate, boys. Hell yeah. If you could somehow maintain that, that would rank about middle of the pack. I think that puts you like in the 50s or 60s in terms of stop rate. Of course, right now you're 128. So that would be the improvement, the B average thing that we've been saying, and then see how good you could actually be. And this would feel like a game to maybe operate at a 66% stop rate. Like there's no excuse why Auburn's offense should score at a higher clip than that. Like allowing and doing all of the curving and everything that we've been talking about, like 33%, sure, maybe they pull that off, but we'll see. Jake, let's get into some of these. Let's get into a couple of things. I want you to interpret a couple of things. I want to talk coverages, but then I also want to talk about, you were just mentioning how often Auburn brings pressure, and how do you think it affects the game?
Yeah, so their defense coordinator is Ron Roberts. A lot of Louisiana football fans will remember that name, know that name. He was the head coach at Southeastern from 2012 to 2017. He was also the defensive coordinator there at Louisiana Lafayette from 18 to 19. So he has a footprint here in Louisiana, goes over to Baylor with Dave Aranda for a couple of years, and now he is back in the SEC here at Auburn. And he is somebody that when you look at what he wants to do, like he's going to be at a nickel. They're nickel 87.2% of the time. Now, two different versions of nickel. There'll be a 4-2-5 and a 3-3-5, and so they'll give you some different looks. It's not just lining up and running the same nickel
package. I like
package.
the interior guys on the four down as well. What are the names? It's Justin Rogers and Marcus Harris. Marcus Harris is number 50. He's a senior. Justin Rogers is 52. He's a junior. That is the matchup on the interior I was talking about. I'm very excited to watch. Is Charles Turner? Charles Turner's probable, right? Yeah. I believe so. Okay. I'm very excited to watch Dellinger, Turner, and Miles Frazier against those two guys, because I came away pretty impressed, and they both flashed, especially probably 50. Harris flashed a lot against UGA.
And when you look at coverages, I mean, a lot like LSU, quarters coverage 21.3% of the time, cover 3, 31.9% of the time. Now, they will run cover 1 and cover 2, 11.9 and 10.3% of the time, respectively. So they'll change it up. I mean, they do have a lot of coverages, but they don't just, only star in 1 or 2 coverages. They really like to run 4 different coverages. But the thing, breaking down the defense that stood out to me, they've defended 181 passes this year, and they have blitzed on 101 of those passes. 56% of the time they are blitzing. And so where's it coming from? Well, 55% of them are box blitzes, come in between the hashes. The nickel's going to blitz 26% of the time. Feels like a pretty high number that your slot corner, your nickel, is going to blitz that amount. 6% corner cat, not huge there. Simulated pressure, though, where they show like they're going to bring it and back into coverage. That's where you have to be careful. 38% of the time.
Yeah, so they blitz a lot and they pretend to blitz a lot.
Yes. They're going to bring they're going to bring at least
you should do it if you blitz a lot.
They're going to bring at least 45% of the time. They're going to bring at least 5 guys. So that's a high number.
50% of the time.
Six-man rush, 9% of the time. 7-man rush, 7+ man rush, 2% of the time. So they're going to be aggressive in what they do as far as trying to get after the quarterback. Now, these coverages, there's some aggression there. It's mostly going to be a deep zone coverage, but they are going to bring extra guys. Even when they don't, they're going to try to trick you. It's going to be a guy on the line, drops back into coverage. Jaden Daniels has to make sure that he doesn't fall into what happened to Brady Cook last week with Harold Perkins.
Yeah. Which, granted, that is something that LSU had not shown on film up to that point. Perkins showing and dropping back, specifically carrying that seam route. At least that's what Kelly said after the game. So, Jake, how do you, taking what you know about the LSU offense and looking at the fact that Auburn wants to bring 5 about half the time, like you just mentioned, but then they also want to play a deep zone, so they're not getting beat over the top. Where are the advantages?
That's where you got to try.
Where do you exploit them?
Yeah, I think that's where you have to try to catch them when they are being aggressive. That's where I'd like to see Jaden Daniels stand in there. We know this offensive line can sort through it, pick it up. The running backs have been better about picking up their responsibility, not patrolling the area, because that really got them into trouble earlier in the year. So I think anytime, and look, when they're doing it half the time, you're going to be able to catch them. When they're trying to be aggressive, knowing that you have a strength up front to be able to pick it up, I think that's where you make them pay.
But I'm saying, but are they still, so like, when they're blitzing, though, are they still accounting for the deep ball and leaving underneath open, or are you saying that you can beat them over the top when they're trying to add?
No, when they blitz, I think that's where you get your 12 to 15 yard, not intermediate. I mean, it's a little bit deeper than that, but that's really where you can make your hay, and that's where LSU really has thrived. I mean, yeah, the deep balls are working for sure. I mean, they're hitting those at a very high clip, but think about how many times you've seen Malik Neighbors over the middle on a dig route and how wide open it's been.
True.
That's where you're going to be able to attack this Auburn defense as well.
Okay. So, we had a lot of debate yesterday over running the ball, right? And whether LSU should be running it more. And certainly against Mizzou, even though that was the top rush defense in the SEC, they said, yes, we are going to run it more, and it paid huge dividends. It allowed the defense to rest. It controlled the game flow a bit more. Helped establish dominance, took some stuff off of Jaden's plate, just made it easier overall. Do you think you can come out there and run the ball against this defense as well when they're when they're adding guys and they're as good in the line as they are?
You have to make sure. So if you have a team that
they do give up over 4 yards a carry.
They do. When you have a team that goes 4-2-5, will throw into that 3-3-5, and they'll kind of do it just whenever. There's no real rhyme or reason. It's just kind of who they are. You know this better than I do. Your offensive line has to know that, and they've got to identify that. And so they have to go into this week identifying, okay, when it is a 3-3-5, when it's a 4-2-5, where's the mic point, who we going to, what changes in our responsibility. Because that's, to me, when you're trying to run against multiple fronts like that, that's what you have to make sure that you can do. I think individual matchup, LSU's not going to face a team where they're just going to get knocked off the ball. This offensive line is too much of a strength. I think this week it's more about identifying who you have when they change fronts. I know for me, it's like a fullback. I can't talk offensive line, but if we were going against a team that liked it, they were a 3-4 defense, but they were kind of a multiple 3-4 defense, and that one of those 3-4 outside linebackers would kind of find his way, put his hand on the dirt in the last second. It would turn the last second into a 4-man front, because that changes my responsibility. And like a 3-man front, I'm going to be trying to kick out the outside linebacker on a power run. But if he switches to a 4-man front, I've got to go 2 spots inside. I got to go 1 past the Mike declared, right? And I'm trying to find and sift through like all that trash right there. So it completely changes my responsibility, and it can happen almost as you snap the ball. You either live with it, and it's not your best play, or if you have a veteran group, which LSU does, you change it on the move.
Again, if you are going to this game on Saturday, be loud, be insane, be crazy, because I still think that is LSU's greatest advantage here. Like we said, as we do the math of how do we think a game's going to play out, it's not just on the field stuff that matters. It's off the field. It's things like travel. It's things like the tough games that you've been in, et cetera, right? And it's where you play, especially in college. Are you playing at home or not? And how's the environment going to be? And when you're talking about Death Valley, you've been away 4 of the first 6 games. You're finally home. You're going against a traditional rival that you hate. It's going to be at 6 p.m. This should be one of the games where Death Valley really hits its zenith, which we rarely see. We get about once, twice a year nowadays. This should be one of those 2 times and make it hard on Auburn, an offense that isn't the best to begin with. Get a couple, like if you force a false start penalty, it is how am I looking to say this? Like a false start is bad for any offense, obviously, right? They're drive killers. It's especially bad for an Auburn offense that really does not want to be behind the chains. Like in this game, if you force a bunch of 3rd and 11, I would be shocked if they and I know that's saying a lot with this LSU defense, but I would be shocked if they were able to consistently convert 3rd and 11 like some of the other opponents this year. So the crowd can actually have a massive impact Saturday night.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it's a great point because of not just the quarterback right now and some of Peyton Thorne's struggles, but also the receivers that they have. Again, the tight end, you got to be careful there. I think he can't be a game changer, so you got to have a plan for him. But on the outside, this group is not last week. Last week, you had 3 dudes you had to worry about, maybe even a top 3 guy in the country in Luther Burden. He's a leading receiver in the country right now, so it's a different matchup. Quickly here, T. William Anthony, can someone explain what a 3-3 nickel defense is? Pretty simple. So a 3-3-5 kind of nickel defense is always going to be up front. You've got an end to tackle and an end. And then in the backers, you've got a Will, a Mike, and a Sam. And then you have 5 defensive backs. You can have 2 corners, 2 safeties, and then you'll have a nickel who kind of switches different sides. That is your basic 3-3-5 defense.
Well, and when you hear nickel, all that means is, so normally, traditionally, on defense, and we all knew you have your front 7, right? 4 linemen, 3 linebackers, 4 members in the secondary. All nickel is a 5th. Get it? Nickel, 5. A 5th member of the secondary coming on, and one of the linebackers and or linemen going off the field. And then dime is 6.
Yeah, do we know why dime is 6?
No. Well, just, next coin up. There's no sixpence or anything like that.
It feels kind of weird.
No, it does feel a little weird.
I know Mario said a dime plus 99. It's a shame. You don't even know what you're worth, but I don't understand why dime means 6.
What is that sentence that you just said?
It's from a song.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Let me love you.
All right. When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan injury attorneys. You need somebody who's going to fight for you when you get in action. Somebody's going to get you what you deserve. You want to call 225-888-8888. Go on Instagram, any social media, Facebook, and look up Get Gordon and check out all the great content they go on constantly. And look, there's life advice. There's advice to what to do immediately after an accident, how you protect yourself, and how you make sure that you get what you deserve. There's also great content with all your favorite athletes, the members of the G team. Because remember, Gordon's sporting them Tigers on and off the field. Get Gordon, get it done today.
Go to getgordon.com. We always tell you so many different ways, so many great ways to get in contact with them. Certainly you can dial the 8, put that area code in Louisiana before it. You can go to Get Gordon on all major social medias. That is the handle. But getgordon.com is a great website right now. If you want to check out all the information, past client results, what they can handle for you, go to getgordon.com, Get Gordon, and get it done.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Here at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, we have in stock 2023 Toyota Tundras, and you can get 1,000 special edition bonus cash. $1,000 bonus cash. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's a luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Rouse's. We'll talk LSU and Auburn with Chris Blair, as well as Jason Caldwell from inside the Auburn Tigers. And a look at the Saints with Luke Johnson. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, y'all? Want to play a game? Yeah, I do. Saturday, actually. Tiger Stadium. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you thought that was so funny, too. I didn't think that was so funny, but thank you. That made me feel good.
I thought Mario was going to find a Halloween version of Let Me Love You. A little disappointed, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is the internet. Like, there is a chance that it could potentially be.
I learned doing Hang with Hester, nighttime radio with Flynn. There is a trap version of every song.
Yeah, there you go.
He used to play like Frozen, like the movie Frozen trap music, often.
That actually sounds pretty good.
It actually wasn't bad. It's kind of a banger.
Yeah, I mean, Frozen's great. I mean, you can make, it's not like, I feel like that's actually not that hard to do, is just make a trap version of a song. I mean, now, granted, there's going to be like Cam Jordan says, there's levels to everything. And so there's going to be people who are like uber talented at it. But in terms of just it's already a well-established, and it's already a good piece of music. So all you do is just build up a little element of it and then just throw in some big boom, boom, boom. I don't know.
Man, you just out here just hating on all these people that are very
I'm
talented
just saying,
and coming up with all these great beats.
No. It's because I've listened to a lot of let's take lo-fi. I've listened to a ton of great lo-fi remixes, but there's a lot of crap out there because it's just very formulaic. It's not that hard to do on a base level, but like anything else, it's very hard to it's very hard to do to a level where it's actually really good. It's actually really good. I've been searching for good Star Wars lo-fi and other stuff like that, and I've never really found it. Maybe a couple songs. That's it though. LSU after this year isn't going to be searching for a quarterback as they have Garrett Nussmeier in the wings. Though we get this question a lot, Jake. Do you bring in? So right now, who do you got? You got Hurley here, right?
He'll be here next
year.
Yeah.
He'll be here next year, and he's obsessed with LSU. Hurley is. He's been Tigers since day one, actively recruiting all this stuff. He's in. You got Ricky Collins.
Yep.
You're gonna have Garrett Nussmeier.
Yep.
Should you bring in a transfer quarterback next year? Because there is an idea out there that it's almost just blind. You bring one in, like why not? Just because.
Well, I mean, you kind of know this room. Maybe the growth or not seeing the growth that you want to see from
That's
Collins. All right, so you kind of know the room, and you'll have probably something to say. Gosh, it feels like okay. So what UCLA did, right? Maybe you followed that path as far as who you bring in. They brought in Kent State starting quarterback who was successful in the MAC, and he was maybe going to be a placeholder until you had your 5-star quarterback ready to go. And look, it just happened in the first game. But maybe you bring in somebody like that who's not expected to be a starter, but somebody if for some reason Nussmeier went down and you had an injury, you weren't sure about Collins yet or Hurley, and you're like, okay, well, this guy can be a placeholder and maybe it's a rotation piece. I don't know that you bring in somebody that's, an elite level quarterback right now. And I'm not saying be scared of the competition. I'm just thinking kind of where that room is right now.
It is interesting, though, because isn't that basically what Ole Miss did? And I'm not going to call Spencer Sanders elite, but Spencer Sanders is someone who,
I would Spencer Sanders is a notch above what I'm talking about, but still.
They brought in Sanders to beat out Jackson Dart.
To push him, yes.
Yeah, and it brought the best out of Dart. And now Dart is a top 10 graded quarterback in the country, according to PFF.
Yeah.
So it's Garrett Nussmeier next year. Do you seek to challenge him in the same way? And you're right. There's a lot that goes into this math, the Ricky Collins deal. If you really like what you're seeing at Ricky Collins, then no, maybe you can just go Georgia route and you can say, no, you know what? We like our quarterback room. We're going to let him develop. But you better be sure about your evaluation. Otherwise, you end up like Alabama, where you're we hate our quarterback room, even though, finally after settling with Milroe, they seem to have found themselves a bit. But just some interesting food for thought. And it was all kicked off because Taylor put an article here. Again, if you're going to Death Valley this weekend, make it loud, make it crazy, make it impressive, because the number one quarterback in the country, Bryce Underwood, is going to be visiting this weekend. He's out of Michigan. It appears that LSU and Michigan are leading the pack right now in terms of recruitment. Who was writing about this that I was reading? Zach Nagy, and he was saying that Joe Sloan's doing a very good job there.
Yeah.
It does appear that Colorado and Dion are starting to make some inroads as well. Yeah. But
I think he already took his visit there. Was that unofficial or official?
I'm not sure, but he was at the Colorado State game.
Yeah,
it's a good one to go to. It's a good one to go to.
You don't see many ballers wearing number 19. No disrespect to number 19. You just don't see
and
many
the blackout visor
wearing number 19.
Well, it's better than this, T-Bob.
Right there, bro.
For the class of 2025, he's the number one overall prospect.
Oh, wow.
Not,
So
not just the number one quarterback. He's the number one
Yeah.
overall prospect for 2025.
So, put your best foot forward. Boulder did that night. Colorado State a couple of weeks ago. Here's to hoping Death Valley can do the same on Saturday night. Packed stadium, loud, crazy, and then let's have the boys go out there and win a nice game. Jaden Daniels ball out, and let's hope that Bryce Underwood can see himself doing that same thing. Although who knows, maybe Collins ends up being the guy, maybe Hurley. Like, you never know with this kind of stuff, but you always want to try to add good players and just see what happens. So I'll be very intrigued to see how not just LSU, but how every team manages quarterback roster manipulation over the next few years, as we are like still so very fresh into this market, and so there hasn't been a kind of a best practice developed yet as to how to best handle these things.
Yeah, and look, Gary Nussmeier deserves to be rewarded for what he's done. I mean, that's a guy that could have gone a lot of different places, a lot of different times, and been a starter. Like, you don't think he looks up and sees, T.J. Finley starting at Texas State and played at Auburn. You don't think he sees Max Johnson starting at Texas A&M now? Right? He could have been that guy, easily been that guy. I think he's actually better than both of those quarterbacks. And he sat here. He's waited his turn. He wants to be the LSU starting quarterback, and so
I know, but that's there's the rub, right? That's the tough part. It's like, is anybody owed anything? Because he has, and he has waited his turn, and that's
I wouldn't say like you're owed, like you don't bring somebody in, but he is clearly your QB1.
Yeah, but he's still going to go win the job. And as a coach, do you still try to push him with competition? Like it's tough. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Like, I'm not saying you 100%
I can tell you one thing.
Maybe you don't.
If you bring somebody in, I wouldn't be worried about him being scared of the competition.
No, I agree with that. I mean,
his mentality is
full of piss and vinegar.
Is elite, in my opinion. That's the only reason why you stay at LSU. You don't take your ball and go home. You're like, no, okay, here's the situation. That's fine. When it's my turn, just know I'm going to be ready. So I think even if you bring somebody in, that's fine. At what level, like what kind of quarterback do you bring in, I guess is the question.
Yeah. I wonder, do you go with do you try a Spencer Sanders deal?
Look, you brought Jaden Daniels in when you had Miles Brennan.
And that
turned out pretty well. So
yeah.
I'm not saying don't bring somebody in, but I'm saying he's the guy that gets the first snap in spring practice, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. There's
only
major advantages because of that.
There's only one guy to bring in.
Walker Howard?
Owen McCown. Greatest backup quarterback of all time.
Yeah, true. Following in a lineage of great backup QBs.
He's at UTSA right now. You can bring him over. Be like, hey, you know how to be a backup better than anyone in the country. Come do it.
All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com. Brand new website, looking good, guys. Go check them out. They're in Gonzales, Louisiana, for all your steel needs, purlin, tubing. You need steel building. You can look at them right there on site. If you go check them out, you can deal with the live and local sales team over the phone, or you go see them in person. Get an idea of, there's just a real positive vibe around Community Steel Company when you go there. There's growth, there's excitement. It's because they're disrupting the steel game. They buy straight from the wholesalers. No national middlemen jacking up the price for the consumer on the back end. You get the best prices, you get the best products, all made right here in Louisiana. CommunitySteelCompany.com.
Go to CommunitySteelCo.com, man. Love the new website. Very easy to navigate through. Gives you all the information. You can find picture galleries of what they can do for you. You can, find your order form there and go ahead and get started what you need to get done. And so always call them as well, 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a...
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We'll head to Auburn, take a closer look at the Tigers. Your Fantasy Blitz, Ryan Clark, will join us. It's Thursday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Ooh. This is the good stuff. Well, let's play for a little bit, Mario, underneath. Welcome back, OTB. Spooky season rolling right along. And if you're looking for a good horror movie to watch tonight, I would give my full-throated recommendation to Talk to Me.
Well, Talk to Me, T-Bob. How was it?
That's very well done. It was really good. It was really good. It was very unsettling watching live, which I appreciated. I expected it to maybe scare me a bit more when I was like going to bed. I guess I'm just so tired now that it ended up not doing anything and I didn't dream or anything. But it was just really well made. And it's an A24 joint. A24 tends to make very good movies. Midsommar, one of my favorite horror movies also of recent memory. And I guess the only reason I bring up A24 is just because it's not just a good, like the whole movie is well made, and it has a freshness to it. It's a cool idea. It's well executed. It's just, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, there's a reason why it has like a 90 whatever on Rotten Tomatoes right now. I
didn't know if I wanted to watch it because like I was like, it's gonna be kind of corny. But you're saying it's like really good. Another one you need to check out.
I would say it's pretty. It's. I think what's maybe harder. It's pretty unique. I feel like it's pretty unique. Yeah.
You need to watch Smile. It came out about a year and a half ago.
No, I remember the preview for Smile.
My brother was telling me about it, and he's like, Taylor, you got to watch this. It's creepy. And I'm like, they got a dumb smile on their face. Like, how legitimately very, very scary movie. So it is a really good one. I was really surprised when I watched it.
When you watch a scary movie, do you watch it alone or do you watch with your wife?
Oh, no, she will not watch them.
Yeah, my wife won't really either too much. She was like eye hustling while working on her computer last night. And then, of course, she ends up kind of watching the back half from across the room at the computer, like turned around in her chair.
I'm the by myself, complete darkness, like movie. Like
that'll crank it up.
I'm the creepy one, yeah.
It's weird, man. I find that like if I watch it with my wife, it's really hard for me to get scared of stuff.
Yeah,
but if I
for
watch something alone, like you're saying, with the lights off, I can get in my own head a
Well,
little
because
bit.
you'll get that feeling, like if there's a scene, like if you're on your couch, it's dark and they're like, oh, someone snuck up behind him on the couch. You know, like, well, wait a minute, let me look over my shoulder. Like, is there something back there?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, who
I get you.
hasn't? No, go ahead. Was somebody else talking? Am I crazy? Oh, I'm hearing voices.
You're crazy.
I thought I heard it too.
Who hasn't though? Been in the shower and had that feeling, right? Where it's like you're afraid to open the shower curtain or something. There's going to be something back there. Maybe like a closet door that's been closed and you heard a bump. Or I remember the night after we saw Paranormal Activity originally, there was like a random big bump from the attic and I had to go up there and I was just like, oh, what the hell, man? This is
My
BS
biggest
right
fear is like someone breaks into my house while I'm in the shower because I'm like, I gotta fight these people nude. I don't want to do that.
Slinging meat, yeah.
It's never a good feeling. I keep a baseball bat by my bed, and the few times in which I've had to get out of the bed, butt naked, swinging meat, going through the house with a bat is never a good feeling. Very vulnerable feeling.
So like, look, we're well protected in my house for sure. I got shotgun right outside the shower door. Problem is, I'm like. The problem is, tactical 12
Just
gauge.
lean back got a shotgun in the shower.
Well, so we got this little like.
What in the Livingston Parish?
He swipes aside the shower. Not today.
So it's
Guys,
between.
like, what?
My bed is like right by my shower door, so it's kind of like in the corner by my bed, but behind the shower door type of thing.
To your
but I don't want to
point-
slip and fall when I get out of the shower, and it's like it's bad.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I mean, to your point, the killer ain't expecting the person taking a shower to have a shotgun on him.
No, this ain't gonna be a psycho situation where you come on me with a knife.
They think they're gonna rip back the curtain and Taylor's just sitting there with a 12.
Full naked
Say
shotgun
hello
ready to
my
go.
little friend.
100%.
Oh man, Patient Plus urgent care, Patient Plus UC.com. Check out the Patient Plus membership program we keep telling you about. Okay, $20 a month, 10% off if you buy for the year, but it's an incredible deal, y'all. I know colds are going around right now, flu season about to be upon us. You need COVID testing, you need a steroid shot, you need flu shot, anything, man. You get unlimited visits when you join the Patient Plus membership. If you have a big family, don't worry, they have rates for you that adjust based on the amount of people, and you go 2 times in a calendar year and you're coming out ahead, you know? So like, take away all the hand wringing over, can we go? Can we afford it? Can we this? Yes, you can with Patient Plus, patientplusuc.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there in the water, they can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines, or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
His name was King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Thursday, October 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 82. Coming up on OTB, we talk to Caroline Fenton at 8:30. We have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal at 9 a.m. And at 9:15, Chef Michael Johnson joins the show for a new edition of Munchies. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening? Welcome back to hour number 2 of OTB. And normally, we're going to do this at the beginning of every show. We used to have headlines. Now, we kind of opened 7 a.m. with our big story of the day, our starting element. We were calling it for starters as we were shopping it around to advertisers. Maybe I want to call it first toss now. Ooh. Because, or maybe like the opening salvo, something like that.
Like first toss.
Okay, because shout out Skull Axe. That's right, S-K-A-L. Skull Axe. Now opened right next to Mike Anderson's, right off of Lee. Over 10,000 square feet and 32 targets of axe throwing fun. Look, there's a recorded 30 you're going to start to hear on the station where I am yelling at you about beer, bar food, and axe throwing, okay? So company events, whatever, fun with the friends, date night. I mean, who doesn't want to throw some axes? I've actually never done it before. I'm excited to try it out.
Wait, you Viking-looking son of a gun.
I've thrown them at Rinfest before. I've never gone to, like, there's, like, bro, like, Canal, like, has, like, a 2-story axe throwing, but, like, axe throwing is just, like, massive in the U.S. all of a sudden. But, no, I've never... The one time I've done it at Rinfest a couple of times, and one time in, I won't name any names, but you throw the axe, the person has to go retrieve the axe, right, and they give him back. Well, one time the person was retrieving, and one of my troll friends said to another friend, "Oh, dude, hurry up, it's your turn." And he just turned around, grabbed the axe, and threw it down range as the person was underneath. Luckily, disaster was avoided. But the person working, dressed up as a sexy Harley Quinn, was furious. Also, She may or may not appear to have maybe more than dabbled in some illicit substances and had multiple cousins working other attractions. And so we quickly got out of there after apologizing profusely. But it puts a pit in my stomach to this day. Thankfully, no one was hurt, including us, by the cousins. Although, to be fair, come on. I don't know. Yeah, I think
that's why you go do it in a controlled environment.
Yes, like
Skull.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I think your cousins may have been one of the Knights jousting.
Not just at a carny situation with cousins and a Harley Quinn at a Renfest, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This isn't a Comic Con.
Yeah, people play fast and loose sometimes with the costumes. Normally not the people working there. Maybe it was Sci-Fi Weekend or something. Like they have the special weekends there, but shout out the Kingdom of Albright. I'll be back soon. But yeah, go check out Skull. S-K-A-L. And I want to start off this hour. Well, actually, I want to talk about the top 10 quarterbacks of the country. But first, Jake, I meant to get at the end of the last hour, but then mine and Taylor's naked home defense kind of took over.
It did.
Braves fans, how are we feeling today?
What are you talking about?
It's a dark place to be. You just saw the Dodgers, who had the second best record in baseball, get eliminated 3-0 outside of, 2 innings this series. The Braves have gotten their ass kicked. Apparently, what's his name saying, attaboy Bryce, really pissed off people. I don't find that to be that bad of trash talk, but people got mad, and it is pretty tight how then Bryce Harper came back last night, hit 2 home runs and stared him down, and old boy wouldn't even look him in the eye. Yeah. Super beta move. If you're gonna talk.
Yeah, me and Bryce are on the spot. We're on the spot.
I mean,
if he stares me down,
you gotta look at him.
Yeah, we're on the spot.
You gotta look at him.
No, you're not getting a third. Baseball's different.
You gonna get kicked out of the game though?
Yeah.
You're gonna hurt the team?
Hey, you got to.
That's toxic masculinity.
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay, dude. How we feeling though?
Do you
dude?
know me?
Look at Brockwell. I love this. This tells me everything I need to know about Braves fans right now. Playoff format has to change. It's ridiculous. And we would play a series in which you can win multiple games. No.
Bro, if you don't stop slamming them little old hands.
Why?
Talking about my Braves over here.
Why? Yeah, they were my Braves first. Okay.
No, actually, I was born before you. So.
Yeah, but you didn't like the Braves until 2001.
Definitely threw something at the TV when Kirby Puckett, rest in peace, went against the plexiglass there in Minnesota.
Okay, never mind. You are ahead of me.
Jack Morris went 10 innings, I believe, for the Twins that day.
So what is people's problem with the pitching staff? Didn't Nola ball out yesterday too?
They pitched well. I mean, the Braves only scored 2 runs. Yeah. Braves
haven't
hit. They have not hit this series. They didn't hit last series against the Phillies either.
But I know that what are people mad about because I saw something about how the underseeded teams are winning in this divisional round more, or which I don't know. It's like, okay, whatever, it's playoffs. What are people mad about? They think it just gives too much emphasis on if you have 2 good pitchers you win, or what?
Yeah, you shortened it. I mean, this has always been 7 games.
I thought the NLDS used to be 5 when we were growing up. No?
I mean, I thought it's always been 7.
I thought it went to 7 I thought it was 7 now. I thought they changed it to 7. Maybe I'm wrong. I just remember the Braves back then, I feel like losing the Astros in 3 and making me angry sometime in
Chris
the
Burke.
90s.
I love you, Burke. Oh my gosh.
God, hell of a chin line for Burke though.
Yeah, great
sharp
chin.
angles.
Great chin.
Either way, what do you think, dude? You think your Bravos come back here? What are we talking about?
They got Spencer Strider on the mound, so that gives you the best opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, setting records, striking guys out. He did lose game 1, but he did pitch very well. So just get it back to Atlanta.
Oh, look at this.
Get it back to Atlanta.
My father-in-law, West Virginia's finest, Mark Berry, bring it home for game 5. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Hell yeah, grand dude. Hope all is going well. Shout out WVU. We don't like Neil Brown, but the boys in Morgantown are doing well.
I mean, you don't like him now?
Because I have no long-term belief in him. But that's probably unfair to Neil Brown. I'm such a doomer. Let's see what he does against Dana this weekend. Okay. If they go into Houston, they beat Dana, who left West Virginia in the manner that he did. Okay. We'll be feeling better. Houston 2-3, by the way, right now.
Yeah, he's not long for that one, I don't think.
Brock Wilt says what screwed everything up was the wild card now being best of 3. The teams of the bye had a 5-day break. I mean, I think best of 3 makes more sense. And what's the problem with the 5-day break? What, you're going to get rusty in 5 days? Be a pro. Win the game. You put together the best record in baseball. Win the game.
There's no coffee in that mug.
There's water.
Are you Kermit the Frogging me right now?
No,
trying to
no,
drink
no.
some coffee
No,
after talking about the Braves?
No, unfortunately, I drink my coffee.
Are you
before the
even
show.
loyal? Like, the first thing you ever did for me to butter me up as a senior was give me a Tom Glavine signed baseball that I
That's how
still
it's
have
done,
in
boys.
my office.
That's how it's done. You're a freshman trying to make inroads. Use your resources like you can. Tom Glavine's wife used to shop at my mom's boutique that she owned when I was growing up. There you go. There you go. Had the N. Also, Chris Glavine. Whew, babe. Big time. Yeah. Tom Glavine, professional hockey player. People forget that.
Yeah, I think he lives down in 38 now. Pretty sure. I think my father-in-law played
sure
golf
he
with
probably
him.
has like 4 or 5 homes wherever he wants.
Right there.
It's like Maddox
Right
used to have, a mansion in Nevada, a mansion in Georgia, just kind of going wherever he wanted. I heard somebody just hit a $1.7 billion Powerball in California.
Oh, they did hit it.
Of course it's
Nice.
California. Get out of here.
God, you hate California. I mean, you hate California more than you maybe hate anything.
Yeah. I mean, so?
I'm just saying. It's obvious.
Yeah. I don't try to hide that light under a bushel. F them.
Yeah, family that lives out there. I just,
Yeah. And they all seem miserable. I hate it out there.
Anybody want to know the Powerball winning numbers to see? Oh, my God. I would have at least 2 of them, maybe 3. 22, 24, 40, 52, 64, and 10. I definitely would have had 22 in there. I would have had 40 in there and probably would have had 10 in there.
I had all those numbers except for 10. Damn. Oh well.
You would have won something if you had that.
No, I've never actually played the Powerball. To be honest,
I would
don't know how
have
it
never
works.
had
What, you just
64
choose-
in there.
You just choose your numbers? Do you even will clap? Do you just choose your numbers?
I got 5 kids. Of course I do.
But I don't get it. How does the Powerball work? Do you choose your numbers?
Yes. You choose your. You can get them random, but there was a guy who wrote a book on how to win the lottery. He won like 8 times, different lotteries, different sizes, and he says you need to always go with your numbers. Don't do the random. I don't know why, but I remember that.
Maybe it's because, and this is just a top of the mind theory here, if the numbers they're selecting are random, and if you do random numbers, we're exacerbating the randomness. Whereas if you stay consistent, at least from one side, you're getting the same numbers. So if they hit, they hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're taking a little randomness out of
Out
the
of it,
equation
yeah.
if you're at least doing the consistent numbers.
See, we should have done this as a team.
Yeah.
Just like we do the pontoon parlay, we should have done this as a team. 53 for you, 18 for me,
Yeah.
whatever number means something to the boys behind the glass. And then we could have just, I guess, got some other numbers. Still short here, but.
What are you giggling about, Taylor?
Nothing. It's just the chat.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, you want to share with the class?
Yeah, I mean, pass your note up to the teacher, please.
No, it's just I very poorly worded my home defense system earlier, and people are just running with it.
Oh yeah, like you actually have the shotgun in the shower. I mean, but that is the funniest.
I should have
that is
said
the funniest thing.
Bathroom door, not shower door. The bathroom in my master bedroom is connected, so it's basically in the corner of the bedroom. It's just when you open the bathroom door, it's behind the door.
Nah, it's in your shower.
Yeah, like shower's funnier, but
sure.
All right, look, here we go. When we get back, I want to look at the top 10 quarterbacks in the nation according to PFF. Very interesting list on multiple fronts, including one name that is not on this list, which I think is a bit shocking. Keep more of your comments coming in, youtube.com/1045ESPN. Yeah, we'll be back with more Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
ITI Technical College, iticollege.edu. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 decades, 50 years this year. ITI has been helping Louisiana citizens create careers, okay? Not jobs, but careers that stay at the time, that have great ROI. In fact, the best ROI in the state based on what you pay for school versus what you can be expected to make in said career. And in just 2 years, you get their AOS degree. They work around your schedule, whatever it is right now, even if you're working full time. They help do mock interview. Like, they just help you every single step along the way, before, during, and after. ITI Technical College. They care about you. Change your life for the better.
If you had a hard time seeing T-Bob's hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decades. That's what he said. 5 decades. ITIcollege.edu is the website. Go check them out off Airline Highway as well. You'd be blown away with the campus. ITIcollege.edu.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Charles Hannegriff, join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl and Town Square Pizza. Matt Humans is with us. Dwayne Colucci is with us, and Paul Nolan giving us a Thursday night pick. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Watching me.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
10 of y'all, welcome back. OTB. I know who's watching. Mario's watching. That's who's watching.
Probably.
It's right outside your window.
Yeah.
The music video is so appropriate for what Taylor was talking about right now. The guy in his shower, all creeped out.
True. Would you rather face a naked Taylor with a shotgun or a baseball bat wielding T-Bob posted paranormal activity, also naked, by the way.
Just like because you want to be, or
no, because we were asleep.
Oh, okay.
And the
T-Bob
bank
sleeps
bumped
in the
out.
nude.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
That's why we don't share rooms on road
yeah,
trips.
I've never.
Yeah. Even if we share a hotel room,
I know.
I will get naked in my bed.
I know you will.
Yeah.
I've heard legends.
Got to, dude.
You and Bo on the road.
Can't do it. Can't sleep. I can't sleep with clothes on. Can't do it. So uncomfy. You probably want to face me with a bat, though, right? I guess 2 bats.
Yeah.
But the point is,
Well, that's
like,
the thing,
a bat
like-
over a gun. I mean, always, right?
Like, naked guy's bad enough. It's like who has the worst weapon, I guess.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. The naked doesn't come into play when your life is threatened.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I'm dual wielding.
Well played.
Would you
I wasn't ready for
rather,
that.
or no, what is this? Ask the bench. Who'd be more uncomfortable attending drag brunch, Taylor or Jake? Definitely Taylor.
Definitely.
Wait, what was it? What was the
Uh,
question?
Who'd be more uncomfortable attending drag brunch? I would say.
Wait, what's that?
Like a brunch, like a drag show.
brunch.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. You know, it would be. Yeah, exactly.
But let anyone.
Okay, this is something I wanted to get to today, and that is PFF grades halfway through the season. And PFF grades are a bit odd sometimes, but here are, Taylor, if you can put it on the screen, here are your top 10 quarterbacks in the entire country, according to Pro Football Focus. There at the top, we got our guy, Michael Penix Jr. Hell yeah, 93.7. Suck it, Bo Nix. Nowhere to be found on this list. Tyler Van Dyke at 2. Jaden Daniels at 3, 92.5. Let's go, JD 5. Shitter Sanders 4, 92.2. JJ McCarthy 5. Carson Beck 6. Jackson Dart 7. Drake May 8. Again, interesting because, May's thrown a bunch of picks and hasn't had the games that maybe some others had. Drew Aller at 9. Dylan Gabriel at 10. No Caleb Williams on this list. Why? How do you think that is? What is PFF evaluating? Because Caleb Williams has the best stats. He has the highest quarterback ranking. I think, just definitely statistically, objectively, he's been the best quarterback in the entire country. But something about the decisions he's making, whether it's holding onto the ball or
right,
what.
they grade everything. I mean, they grade, pocket awareness. They grade, should you have stayed in the pocket. They grade, how long, like you said, you held onto the football. Because, you can make the ooh and ah plays, which Caleb Williams certainly makes a ton of those. But, by the letter of the grade, you're not getting maybe a passing grade.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
You left the pocket, you completed a pass, but it's like, why'd you leave that pocket? So some of that goes into the Pro Football Focus stuff.
So how
That's why
about
I see Tyler Van Dyke up there at number 2 because he's really good in the pocket.
Yeah, and he's been really good this year. I mean, the Georgia Tech
knee.
game wasn't the best, but he should have. They still should have won. They should be undefeated going into this weekend against who's Miami got this weekend?
North Carolina on the road.
That's right.
Chapel Hill.
Yeah, that's right. Love UNC there, actually. Just seeing Michael Penix Jr. at the top of the list change you at all about this weekend? Penix at home, Oregon, Washington.
I'm flip-flopping like a politician. Perfect season to do that. Because, gosh, I mean, I love Washington. I've been on Washington for 4 months. It's something about the Oregon defense. It's can you score enough? If Oregon keeps this thing and they're going with Bo Nix and they're scoring, is that Oregon defense going to stop you twice? Is that going to be the difference?
Washington's defense been pretty good
They've
as
been
well,
good.
though?
Oregon's has been great. I think that's the big difference.
Let's see.
I'm still not ready. I'm still not ready to say it fully with my chest out who I'm choosing here.
I mean, I'm free because I'm just playing with my heart here. Yeah. I'm not going with any mind. I've been a Husky boy all year long. I've been a Husky boy my entire life, really, quite frankly.
I told you, me too. I mean, Levi button-fly jeans. They said Husky on the back. I'm like, why do you have to put that on the back? Can't you just put the size? You don't have to put Husky on the tag.
Yeah. So the defense is both good for what. Especially what we're used to.
Oregon's number 6 total defense in the country.
Yeah, but say Oregon's right at, I'm just looking at Pac-12 rankings. Them and Utah both averaging 11.8. So Oregon's playing defense at a Utah level, which they never normally do. But Washington's only giving up 18 a game themselves. I mean, Washington's pretty good as well. I wonder where these two rank in stop rate. Oh, okay, either way. We don't have to have this conversation right now. But Michael Penix Jr., though, not just putting up just incredible stats, but also against what is a pretty harsh grading metric, performing very well. Jaden Daniels also. J.J. McCarthy being this high, that's something we don't really talk about. It's because they don't play anybody.
Yeah.
And so I get it. We're not going to get, I
said
don't
the
want
same
us
thing
to.
yesterday. I was like, you know who we don't talk about?
Yeah.
Is Michigan, who I thought really was the best team in the country all year.
Well, I think they are. Like, I still,
That's what I'm
that's what Georgia fans are all mad at me about, is I keep saying that I think Michigan's going to win that game, even as I'm saying that I don't think that Alabama can even beat Georgia. So it's like, whatever. I don't know. What do you want? One thing we don't talk, I know, think about what we thought about J.J. McCarthy last season. He was a weakness. They were hiding him. He was in that battle where him and McNamara were each starting and flip-flopping for the first 3 or 4 games. Then you get into Illinois and you almost lose that game because all you're allowing McCarthy to throw are these rollout passes in the flats. And he is a high, he has a high completion percentage, but just no yards per attempt. Everything's so uber conservative. And then, it's nothing could be further now. This year, he's got good volume. He's been one of the highest graded quarterbacks here. He has one of the highest quarterback ratings in the entire country. And remember, this is off of an offseason in which Jim Harbaugh was constantly hyping him up.
Yeah.
So, comparing him to Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen and all these names, we're all kind of looking out the side of our eye what you talking about? And now he's the 4th highest rated quarterback in the country now. 10.3 yards per attempt, 77% completion, 11 touchdowns, 3 picks. Still only 215 yards per game. So, they're not just slinging it everywhere.
He's not playing full games.
And he's not playing the fourth quarter, but hyper efficient in the games in which he's playing.
It could be the difference in Michigan going to the playoff and winning a playoff game, getting into a national championship, opposed to what they've done the last 2 years, which is losing the semifinal.
Well, and it's kind of funny because I think last year's loss in the semifinal was actually a confidence gainer for McCarthy. I know he threw the big picks, but he also made a ton of big plays that they had to make where they had never really unleashed him yet. Jackson Dart at 7 makes me feel a little better. Jackson Dart's been pretty damn good this year. Losing to him is not the worst thing in the world.
I'm surprised Brady Cook's not up there, honestly.
I am too. It's a good call.
How efficient he's been.
It's a good call. Your boy Drew Allard checking in here. And then, like we said, Drake May. I love UNC this season.
Drew Allard being up there change you on Penn State a little bit?
I got to watch Penn State film before I make up my mind on Penn State. It's my fault. I haven't watched a single Penn State snap really all year long outside of some of that West Virginia game. But even then, I wasn't watching super critically. And I assumed that West Virginia was just awful, so I wasn't giving credence to what I did see, which, that's a win that is appreciated in value, I would say, certainly. Is there anybody else? Okay, so we mentioned Caleb Williams. You just mentioned Brady Cook. Is there anybody else that you feel like should be on here that is not?
Surprised that they're not on there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I lost the list. Can't see it anymore.
I guess maybe a Riley Leonard maybe kind of comes to mind.
My biggest is Bo Nix that y'all already mentioned.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
He's got a better completion percentage than anyone on this list. He's got a better touchdown to interception ratio than anyone on this list. And he's only been sacked 3 times all year, which is less than Shedeur Sanders and Jaden Daniels. I don't know what else they're looking for in terms of QB efficiency.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the Shedeur thing, Shedeur has made great decisions.
Now Aller hasn't thrown a pick, but he's 9 touchdowns, 0 picks. Bo Nix is 15-1 touchdown to interception at this point in his season. Only been sacked 3 times. Penix has not been sacked, but he has a lesser touchdown interception ratio. He's a 73% completion percentage. Bo Nix is 80 right now. I don't understand how they made this list with Bo Nix not on it.
Well, they're not making the list. It's their grading metric. Just
that's what I'm saying. I don't like the grading metric.
I do, because it got Jaden Daniels 3rd. Suck it, losers. Let's go.
Jaden would be on there regardless. I'm just saying.
Jaden honestly probably also gets a lot of pluses because, like we talked about the other day, it's not just that he can take advantage of his legs, but his decisions on when to run this year have been near perfect. And I don't think, this is not being a homer. There is not a better dual threat quarterback in the entire country. That is painfully clear. He is an outlier in that regard. Caleb Williams can run around, not like Jaden.
Yeah.
Michael Penix Jr., no. J.J. McCarthy's got some athleticism, not like Jaden. Bo Nix is probably the closest.
Different runner.
And that's what I'm saying. It's funny. It's it's almost like they're
Dylan Gabriel, actually. Dylan Gabriel's probably the closest.
Yeah, but Dylan Gabriel doesn't do through the air what Jaden does.
True.
Yeah, Jaden's really the only, in my opinion, true dual threat. You could say Jackson Dart, but I mean, 1 through
Dart
10.
and Gabriel run, but not like,
Yeah,
not
like 1 through 10. Like, Jaden's the only true, because, like, even Shador, like, he can run. He just doesn't do it a ton.
Yeah, no, Shador can't. I mean, Shador can move and manipulate, but he can't really run.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have the
ain't
top
taking
end.
off.
Yeah.
He ain't housing it from 35 like Jaden did.
He can take off, get you a
last
3rd
game.
and 12 or something like that.
Yeah, if it's wide open and they've followed the receiver all the way down the field. All right. Talk to Caroline Fenton next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. Go to the website today and start to explore, man. Look at the great deals, the inventory they got on site right now. You can order right there online from All-Star Toyota Express. That's pretty cool, man. You can chat with sales representatives, service representatives. You want to set up a time to come in. And remember, whether you're buying new or a Toyota certified used vehicle, you get that excellent Toyota warranty coverage, which just, it's so nice. Your car's like, hey, it's time to be serviced. You bring it in. A lot of times you don't even open your wallet. You are taken care of. All-Star Toyota, Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
Yeah, go to their website today, and you can do so many different things. And one of the best things about All-Star is if you want to customize your vehicle, you can do exactly what you want. It's not just adding a feature. If you want to take a feature away because you're like, oh, that's not actually going to serve me, right? It's not going to do anything different for me. I want to take that away and add something else. You can do it however you want to do it. Go to Build Your Toyota today on the website, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-90.
Tune in this Sunday as we bring you a trio of NFL games. We'll start with the noon kickoff, Washington Commanders at Atlanta Falcons, and then immediately following that, we'll take you to Patriots at Raiders, and then our nightcap, the New York Giants and Buffalo Bills. Tune in on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
She's the witch queen of New Orleans.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
10 and y'all, welcome back to OTB. Team of Jake Martin Taylor hanging out with you. And right now, my pleasure to welcome in Caroline Fenton, Sirius XM Radio, covers college football. You catch her, she was with Aaron Murray yesterday. I was actually on the show with them yesterday. Great to talk to you again, Caroline. What's going on?
T, I get you 2 days in a row. I am the luckiest girl in the world. What's going on?
I know. And I feel the same. Nothing, getting excited for another weekend of college football. Let's start with LSU-Auburn. This is a game that it's weird, right? Everything LSU does, like if the offense sucks for the other team, we start to have to grade on a curve. We have to start to give them more credit. I think Auburn's pretty salty in the trenches. I think this LSU offense is unstoppable. LSU's favored by 11. What are your instincts telling you, Caroline, heading into this weekend in Death Valley?
I mean, like, part of me says this is an Auburn team that cannot throw the football. Like, this is an Auburn team with 2 backup quarterbacks and not really an identity on offense. This is an Auburn team that, frankly, just is not very good. Like, defensively, they're solid. So part of me says this is a game that the LSU defense can gain a little bit of confidence, that the secondary can maybe start feeling themselves, and then you got Army, and then you get a bye week, and then you got Alabama. Like, it feels like the perfect opportunity over the next couple of weeks to build up some confidence, build off of what you did in the second half against Missouri when you had a couple of sacks and the pick 6 that sealed the game. Like, part of me thinks that this is a game where the LSU offense should just roll and LSU should beat Auburn by 3-4 scores. But then the other part of me knows what LSU Auburn is.
Yeah,
like exactly. That meme where the mom is like, why can't you just be normal? And the kid's in the back seat, like coming out of the car seat, like screaming. That's what LSU Auburn is. Like, throw out records, throw out talent, throw out everything that you think you know about these two teams. And then it's just a complete even playing field and a complete blank slate for this matchup all the time. Like, all the time. Like, I don't understand why things just can't make sense in this game. So I know that this is a game that LSU should roll in, that they should dominate Auburn offensively at least. But I think it's going to be much closer than we anticipate. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to a walk-off field goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of on Thursday today. That's where I've kind of started to fall as well. Answer me this, Caroline. So Mizzou and Kentucky are both ranked last week. Mizzou loses to a ranked LSU team in a close-fought battle, barely at home. Kentucky gets smashed by Georgia. Mizzou has the better resume. And yet the Wildcats stay in the top 25 while Mizzou finds themselves outside. Make it make sense.
I think that Kentucky's getting the benefit of the doubt with opponent. That, all right, you got blown out by the number 1 team in the country at home, while Missouri dropped the game at home against an LSU team that's been struggling, against an LSU team that ranks statistically at the bottom of college football in every single defensive category, which is just like super fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of the Kentucky effect. I think Missouri is a better team all the way around. Like, I was really excited about Devin Leary coming into the season. I thought that he was going to be a dark horse, like top quarterback in the SEC contender. There's been nothing that he has done that's impressed me. And I thought Kentucky made a really smart decision. New quarterback, new running back, bringing Liam Cohen back, kind of changing the offensive system. Let's stack our schedule kind of soft at the beginning. Let's get all of our out-of-conference games in the first 4 weeks of the season. We can figure out what we want to do. We can try and find our identity. Devin Leary can start to build some rapport with these receivers. And I thought that, okay, week over week, this Kentucky team is just going to get better and better and better. I wasn't really impressed from what I saw with Kentucky against Vanderbilt. Like, yeah, they beat them by double digits, but it's Vanderbilt. And of course, Ray Davis runs all over a Florida defense that can't stop a nosebleed. And then Kentucky just kind of lays an egg against Georgia. Like Devin Leary, this Kentucky offense hasn't gotten better. I think this Missouri team is really, really good. Like Missouri should have won that game. I'll stand by that. Like Missouri should have won that game against LSU. LSU scored 10 points off of turnovers. If Brady Cook takes care of the football, I mean, that's a game that Missouri wins. So I think Missouri's a better team all the way around. I think Brady Cook has been a better quarterback. I think this Missouri offense has been better. I'll take Mookie Cooper and Luther Burden and Theo Weiss over any Kentucky receiver. I think that Missouri might win this game by 2 touchdowns.
Oh, let's go, dude.
I want to go to.
How does that feel, Jake?
No, I actually had the same thought process.
Drink piss over poops?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I do. I think
toilet bowl.
Missouri's going to have a nice bounce back. The offense is just completely different. I agree with everything Caroline said about Devin Leary as well. I thought he was going to be NC State Devin Leary, and he has certainly not been that. And there's a lot of pressure in that game, but maybe even more pressure going to be in Knoxville for Tennessee and Texas A&M, Caroline. Tennessee, look, they looked awful against Florida. Nice bounce back. They're coming off a bye week. A&M's got a ton of pressure. They got to go in and they got to show better. If you drop to 2-2 in the SEC, you have 3 losses already. We know what that conversation becomes like in College Station. How do you view Tennessee and Texas A&M this weekend?
This game is going to be spicy.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. I'll be there. And I'm excited to be at a game with massive stakes that I have zero emotional investment in. It's, it's a breath of fresh air.
It's a free feeling.
It is very freeing. Blood pressure will be pretty even. So until, 6 o'clock at least. So I love this kind of matchup because it's 2 teams that I don't view as contenders, but it's 2 teams that need to try and avoid disaster. Like you mentioned, Jake, like you need to avoid dropping 2 games in a row if you're Texas A&M. Like it's year 6, Jimbo. Yeah. Like you can't be going 8-4 and 9-3 consistently when you are, buying all the 5 stars in the high school and you're getting some of the top players out of the transfer portal. Like you need to start showing results on paper. And I think that this game is more important for Jimbo because I think that Vols fans still kind of feel like in Heupel we trust. Like after last season, that's probably saved him a little bit of time to get his quarterback in there to try and bridge the gap between the 2022 team with Hendon Hooker and with Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman into that next group of an elite Tennessee offense. Like this Tennessee team's just not what it was last year. Like Joe Milton's just not Hendon Hooker. But I think it's going to come down to, honestly, which team can run the football better.
Yeah.
Because, Texas A&M was not able to really get the run game going against Alabama. Alabama wasn't able to get the run game going against Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M is the best defensive front in the SEC, top 5 in college football. But that Tennessee trio of running backs between Jabari Small and Jalen Wright and Dylan Sampson, like they can run the heck out of the football, which is a kind of an interesting switch up from last year when Tennessee would just air the ball out 50 yards downfield for a touchdown, and it was like 30 seconds of an offensive possession. So I think it comes down to who wins that battle. Can Tennessee run on this A&M defensive front? Because Tennessee hasn't seen a defensive front quite like this. But also, I don't think A&M has seen a trio running threat like Tennessee has. It also comes down to who can do more to not hurt their football team between Joe Milton and Max Johnson. Like who can just take care of the football, who can just move the ball downfield. You don't have to be a hero. You don't have to be Superman. Like you don't need those massive explosive plays downfield. Just take care of the football, get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and run the heck out of the football.
Yeah, the fun fact that I like in this game, A&M the only team allowing less than 3 yards a carry, and Tennessee the only team averaging over 6 yards a carry on the ground. So, I mean, it is truly good on good here. I think I'm siding with A&M, even though Neyland at night's going to be, I don't know if it's at night, but Neyland's, no, it's in the afternoon. Neyland's going to be absolute insanity, though. Caroline lives in Nashville. She hosts Caroline, Willie, and D-Mays 11-2 every single day on 102.5 The Game. Caroline, have you all started to see Georgia fans showing up yet? They are going to be littered throughout the city this week. I'm imagining they're all, tense road game for Georgia. Tough schedule continues. But I'm sure all the Bulldog fans are using this as an excuse to go visit Nashville.
Yeah, I told Aaron yesterday, like, this is such a wonderful opportunity for Georgia to win its second Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, good for Georgia. I'll start printing the certificate so you can frame it and put it in your trophy room. Number 1 Georgia, 2-time reigning national champions, beat to win Vanderbilt. Congratulations to Kirby Smart and company. Have not seen Georgia fans quite yet, but I'm sure today is when they'll start trickling in. Like, so I live like half a mile from Vanderbilt, and I'll be working on Broadway today. So I expect to see like all of the sea of red kind of traveling toward Broadway.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Does every game just fill up with the opponents' fans?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was at the Vanderbilt Kentucky game, and it was all blue.
Yeah.
Like the entire stadium was blue. And I was at the Georgia Vanderbilt game a couple years ago when Georgia played here, and it was all red. And that's sad. Like, that's hard. You know, I talk to Clark Lee every week on my radio show here in Nashville, and like he knows the vibe, he knows the feeling, he knows that this fan base is kind of checked out, especially after coming into a season with at least higher hopes. You know, you beat 2 SEC opponents last season. The idea was, you know, maybe you make a bowl game this year. Maybe you're able to beat 2, maybe even 3 SEC teams again this year. And that's, you know, I don't see a win on the rest of Vanderbilt's schedule. So it's tough scene here for Clark Lee and at Vanderbilt. But like the conversation has switched to, well, at least all of these true freshmen and redshirt freshmen are getting experience this year, and they'll be that much better and that much more prepared for next season.
Definitely.
But yeah, I definitely expect to see of red on West End in Nashville.
Hey, I want to ask you about one more game before we get you out of here. Arkansas and Alabama. Arkansas is still the only SEC West team that has not beaten Nick Saban at his time there at Alabama. Sam Pittman, man, I feel bad for him. It felt like really that 9-win season, like he was going to be the talk of the town, perfect fit, all of that. It's a 19-point spread. It's just going the other way for Arkansas. They've had a brutal stretch, having to go to Baton Rouge, having to have the neutral site game there in Texas. You go on the road to Ole Miss. Now you're on the road against Alabama. Brutal schedule, but I don't think, Caroline, they're really going to give Sam Pittman a pass. It really feels like this could be the end of times for him.
I love Sam Pittman. Like, I want good things for Sam Pittman. He is such a likable guy. In that clip where he's talking about players and social media, not listening to what people are saying, like, he gets it. He's a good coach, and he's a good, I think, figure for, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids whose names are probably getting dragged through the mud on social media. But there's just not an excuse for Sam Pittman anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're an offensive line coach. Your offensive line has no excuse being as bad as it is. Like, KJ Jefferson has the most SEC West experience than any other quarterback in the SEC. There's no excuse to be winless in the SEC. And Arkansas either loses close games or gets blown out. And that's, there's just no excuse for that anymore as long as Sam Pittman has been at Arkansas. I will say, though, like, I would take Arkansas to cover the spread. Arkansas's made things uncomfortable for LSU. Arkansas made things uncomfortable for Ole Miss last week. It wasn't really close against Texas A&M, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see a little bit more of a fight in Arkansas. Like, they want to avoid embarrassment. I think that we all see the writing on the wall. We all see an Alabama team that's getting better. We all see Jalen Milroe unlocking a second layer of his game against Texas A&M that, frankly, I didn't really think was there. We see an Alabama defense that's elite, and if not elite, bordering elite. So I think we see the writing on the wall, but I would not be surprised to see Arkansas, continue to have a little bit of fight in it and make things more uncomfortable for Alabama that either we all expect or anticipate or Vegas anticipates.
Caroline Fenton knows the SEC inside now. That's why you can catch her on a Sirius XM radio talking SEC. She hosts Locked On LSU if you want daily LSU podcasts, and there's radio there in the midday in Nashville. Caroline, thank you so much.
Y'all are the best. Appreciate you.
All right, later, dog. Yeah, for whatever it's worth, I asked our gambling guy, Colin Wilson, what he thought about Alabama, Arkansas. He thinks the over is the play there, if anybody's wanting some sharp gambling advice. Which is not ours. Although the pontoon parlay got very close last week, boys. Gonna get it this week. We got it.
Actually, I mean, it's doing pretty well.
It is doing pretty well.
We've hit one. We've
1
got
and 3,
3 out of 4.
we're ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
If we were just playing those as singles.
What's up, Louisville, though? I mean, come on now. You can't do that against NC State? what they did against Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying?
We were already out, though.
What?
Remember, we had already lost.
No, Louisville was the Friday game.
Were they the
yeah,
first
they were the
one?
one. Yeah.
Well, we didn't do well that week anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Screw it, you're right. All right, when we get back, more to be wrapping up hour 2.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. I just gave you the phone number. Take advantage of 50 years of plumbing experience, of a massive fleet of employees who are licensed, bonded, and insured experts. Flat rate pricing, great warranty coverage. The Payne family has made it a painless process to get your plumbing needs filled by Central Plumbing. And it's not just residential. If you're listening to this, you're a business owner, you have an office building, something like that, they can handle all of that as well. CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
They do fill, but if you have a filled situation that you need drained, they can also come in and they can do that. CentralPlumbing.org is that website. But as we tell you every single day, it's not just emergencies. It can be remodel at your home or business. It can be going tankless with a tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water again. So many different things they can do for you. CentralPlumbing.org, 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scoocha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Rouse's. We'll talk LSU and Auburn with Chris Blair as well as Jason Caldwell from Inside the Auburn Tigers. And a look at the Saints with Luke Johnson. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Congratulations to Alvin Faustich. Alvin is our Week 6 winner in the Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em Contest. He wins a gift card. Don't forget to make your picks for Week 7 by noon today. Play the 2023 Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em today. 1045ESPN.com.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Sorry, we're along with Caroline there, so we're going to be short here. And then we got hour 3. We're going to kick off with Big Deal or No Big Deal. Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson. Going to be very fun. Very good hour number 2. The program director says DBU is dead. Craig says no, it ain't. It's dead for now. But, you know, you're only a couple of good recruits from being back. It's going to make it happen. You're going to land some of these guys. What's the latest on Denver Harris again? Is he just not playing?
Let's go to our correspondent, Taylor Sharp.
Yeah,
he's
not on the injury report.
Yeah.
Kelly did not say it was an off-the-field thing. I think he's just not playing.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, I get it. You know, nobody's really played well enough to be like, how's he not on the field? So I don't care. I'm just making sure that I didn't miss.
I mean, because like Deuce Chestnut's like, wait a minute, he's gone.
Well, wait, you were out when we talked. Were you out when we talked about Deuce? I said this publicly. Did I say I didn't say this publicly?
No.
Okay, never mind then. Never mind.
I don't think so.
We talked about a smoothie, and that was it.
Well, Deuce was
Deshaun Womack.
That was
okay.
You know, the rumor around that was that Deshaun Womack showed up late for his customized smoothie. Which, if you're last in the country in Power 5 defense, miss me with a customized smoothie. Okay. Also miss me with a custom suit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to wear a crappy gold mock turtleneck under a Men's Warehouse blazer.
The mock turtleneck they gave us.
Yes, that they gave us, exactly.
It had
like,
LSU football on it.
Yeah, we were some tough sons of bitches, okay? So, get out of here.
Target.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Thursday, October 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 82. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal, and Chef Michael Johnson joins the show at 9:15 for a new edition of Munchies. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB, hour number 3. And right now, it's time for a little big deal or no big deal.
Big deal! Ain't no big deal. Big deal? No big deal. Big deal. No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal.
All right. So I have been saying that I think Georgia's clearly going to win the SEC. I don't think Alabama can compete with them. Many of y'all think that I carry a bit of a kiss of death with me, but not compared to this next guy as Drake. Yes, that Drake was spotted wearing Georgia Bulldog gear, Jake. Many people now saying, the streets are saying that Georgia's about to go downhill. Big deal or no big deal, Drake wearing Georgia Bulldog gear?
No big deal because he wears so many teams. I mean, he really
Kentucky's
does.
never been the same, bro.
I mean, just so many teams.
Kentucky's
Everybody.
been garbage since.
They have, and maybe there's something to it. But I'll say no big deal. I think Georgia can overcome even the Drake curse.
Wow. Okay.
I disagree. I think it's a big deal, to your point. Like, every team he's supported over the years. Maybe the Raptors got the championship that one time.
They did. The Six God did bring a championship to the Six.
Yeah.
Whatever that's worth.
Yeah, and he had that viral video. We built this, but no, Drake seems to be the kiss of death. That's a good point about Kentucky. So, yeah, big deal.
Then again, Georgia's already won their championship. It's not like the Raptors have won another one.
That's
right?
true. That's
so
true.
maybe they've already wasted any Drake magic that they had. Taylor, your opinion?
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Wow. Unbelievable.
So Taylor hates Drake. I thought it was because of his music, but I learned today that it's because he's a huge bandwagon.
No, it's actually because of his music.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just hate his music?
I just don't think Drake's that great. Because, like, when I
it's
look
okay.
at
It's
it,
just pop
he's
music.
not actually a rapper, but he doesn't actually sing either. So he's kind of like a little middle ground. I don't get it.
I mean, you can call him a rapper. I
think that's
a bit
guess,
disingenuous.
in the technical term, but
He doesn't have to be putting out 7,000 words a minute like Twista.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a middle ground. Not my thing.
Shout out to Busta Rhymes. I mean, going to the Sam Goody and getting the Got You All in Check single on cassette. Ooh.
Drake, huge bandwagon fan. Huge.
After posting for a picture with Drake, Anthony Joshua lost to Ruiz. Conor McGregor lost to Khabib. Sergio Aguero missed a penalty in the Champions League versus Spurs.
Oof.
2 more. Serena Williams lost in the U.S. Open. And the Kentucky Wildcats did not make a final. That was just 2019.
Just in 2019 alone?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Okay, Georgia. Sorry, bro. But then again, I have been saying Georgia's not going to win a championship. So, maybe this all still happens and they go lose to Michigan or something. Damn. Sorry, Bulldogs. Who's up next?
I'll go. Big deal or no big deal? It looks like Travis Hunter could come back for Colorado this weekend against Stanford. Actually, on Friday night. Could come back and insert himself back. I don't know if it's going to be on both sides of the football, but Travis Hunter coming back for Colorado.
I'm going to say big deal on 2 fronts. A big deal on the fact that he's one of the most exciting players in college football in terms of what he can do, and so it's just fun to watch him play. And then I'm going to say a big deal because I really like Colorado minus the 10.5 here. They're going to be at home. This is a Stanford team that isn't very good. They're going to be playing fired up. If Travis Hunter gets back, that gives you a weapon on offense, and if he does play both sides. And a shutdown corner on defense. So, yeah, big deal. Big deal more way. And also, this would be a perfect opportunity for Colorado to maybe trip up and lose. He helps fight against that.
Yeah.
Because Colorado is continuing their quest to prove that, no, we can be 8-4 maybe this regular season.
Yeah.
And they have to win this Friday if they're going to do that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty black and white. It's a big deal. One of the more dynamic players in college football. Remember against TCU in week 1. That's huge for Colorado.
Oh, also, I just realized if he wins, the overbet hits. Bada bing, boys. Suck it, nerds. That's what you get.
It's a big deal for their season. I don't think it's a big deal for this week. Stanford's not that great. They're 1-4. So for this week, no, but as a whole, yes.
Yeah, that's why I said cover.
Yeah.
Right? That's why it's a big deal if you care about the 10.5, which I will be betting that. That's a fun Friday night bet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Could it be in the pontoon parlay or no Friday bets?
No Friday bets in the pontoon parlay.
Yeah, that's the rule. That's the rule. If I could throw a little bit of basketball into here. Y'all remember a few weeks ago, I forgot who it was, got upset that the NBA champions called themselves world champions, right?
Yeah, it was the track star, Noah Lyles.
Yep.
Yeah, and a bunch of NBA players replied to that. Now they're going with everything to the Olympics, the next Olympics. Like Curry's going to play, LeBron's going to play. And now Joel Embiid, who was not born in the USA, who didn't come to the USA until he was a teenager. It's a really good story. Learned to play basketball kind of late and is still as good as he is. But he is going to be on Team USA. I respect the rationale. He says in a tweet, most of all, I want to honor my son who was born in the U.S. I want my boy to know I played my first Olympics for him, which I respect, but I still think it's kind of unethical, man, just for basketball reasons.
Everybody does this. Soccer does this all the time. We've made a
national
master class of stealing military babies, stealing people that were born on bases.
My point is, it seems like they're doing this out of spite. Joel is saying he's doing it for his son, but
where's he from originally?
Cameroon.
Okay.
He's from Cameroon.
Who's he spiteful?
Noah Lyles for saying that USA world champions, all that. They're trying to prove that if the NBA players,
which he was right.
Yeah, maybe he wants to play in the Olympics. Nobody cares about the FIBA World Cup.
Yeah,
FIBA World Cup can FIBA World these nuts.
But this is
all that matters is the Olympics.
This is the Olympics. Joel Embiid is going to play in the next Olympics for Team USA.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I think it's a reach to say that Joel Embiid heard Noah Lyles and was like, I'm going to play for Team USA now.
It's what LeBron did. It's what Curry did. It's kind of the wave right now ever since he said that.
I think correlation does not equal causation necessarily. It can sometimes, but not necessarily. And these two factors correlate, and maybe it's a small bit, but you think that's all why they're agreeing to go take on the amount of work and everything else that it takes to play for Team USA just because Noah Lyles said that world champions aren't
Yes,
the NBA?
They never do it otherwise. They only do it when they're mad, like in 08 when they lost in the prior Olympics. LeBron's, all that stuff.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So are they not just mad that the U.S. just got embarrassed?
I think those comments held a lot of weight. I don't know if Joel Embiid's doing this, if not.
But it's not even coming after a country. It's coming after whoever wins the NBA Finals, calling themselves world champions.
They're making USA OP for the purpose of spiting that guy, I feel like.
No, they're making USA OP for the purpose of winning for the USA.
Yeah, first off, look, I love this because I want the stars playing. I don't need Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges leading
Play
the
for
Olympic team
Cameroon.
and scoring. Like,
Play
they're
for
fine players.
Why?
I want the superstars on the Olympic
He's
team.
not a Cameroonian citizen. He's a U.S. citizen. Or if he is, he's a dual citizen.
Agree to disagree. I think it's a big
I mean,
deal.
you look at
I think
T-Bob said, you look at
it.
yeah,
So
you look
out
at
of context.
international soccer, like U.S.'s team right now. I mean, there's so many dual citizens.
I like this as a conversation piece.
I think Christian Pulisic has I think he's dual citizen of like 3 countries.
Yeah. I mean, it goes
He's born
the
in
other,
Pennsylvania.
It flows the other way. Look at Mondo. He don't jump for the USA.
Right. He was born in what, Lafayette?
Yeah. And Mondo jumps for Sweden. Yeah, to get it how you can. Get the medals however you can, dog. Hey, you know what, Joel? You my dog for this. Thank you. Shout out. Put it on for the Stars and Stripes. That's what's up, baby. Put it on for the U.S. of A. Suck it, world. About to beat that ass in the Olympics. I don't really care, but I want to win. So, hell yeah. Let's go.
All right, I got one.
Again, though, Mark, he was attacking the finals champion, which are teams made up of players from all around the world. Anyway, he didn't attack Team America for being bad. He attacked the finals champion for calling themselves world champions. That's my point. I think that this is more because the U.S. just got embarrassed. And it's the Olympics. Nobody cares about the FIBA World Cup, except for internationals. Except for Valanciunas.
Shout out. He did awesome.
Did he?
Yeah. They beat USA. He outplayed Brandon Ingram.
Oh, damn. Who ended up winning? Who ended up winning?
Germany. Dennis Schroeder was the MVP.
Yeah, U.S. didn't even medal, right?
No.
No.
That's
what I'm saying. You need the stars back in the game. Whatever gets them back in, I'm all for.
Are you really all for? Do you actually care, though?
I want the U.S. to win in everything.
Yeah, but you
don't care what it is.
Exactly, but that's like the least amount of
But
caring that you
it's
could
also
actually
basketball.
put into the
Like
thing.
you gotta run basketball.
Well, not really anymore. I mean, not as much.
I know because the stars aren't playing.
Well, no, not just that, but the stars are from around the world. We don't have a more global league, right? I mean, I guess MLS probably has more internationals than
All right, I got one.
might too.
A good debate, though, nonetheless, Mario, even though we don't agree.
Okay.
The NFL is considering fining San Francisco 49ers tight end George Kittle for the T-shirt he wore under his uniform in the Sunday night game.
What'd it say?
It said F Dallas.
Oh,
And
just
here's-
F, though.
No.
Yeah, no.
And like I don't have a problem with it. It's funny. They're two historic rivals, but it did get caught on TV. I mean, I remember watching it and it was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, did that just say so? They're considering and fining him. Big deal or no big deal?
I'd say no big deal because he knew there was a real possibility that when he lifted his shirt up, he was going to get the fine.
Yes, absolutely. The NFL don't play that game. That's the shield. They don't want hard F words out there on the broadcast and making the rounds on the
that
internet.
man, look, when you put a cotton T-shirt under your pads, you know exactly what you're doing because you ain't wearing a cotton T-shirt under your pads in the year of our Lord 2023 anymore unless you wanted to get that message out there.
Honestly, the biggest issue I have with it, he did it after the backup running back Jordan Mason scored a touchdown. Like, Kittle scored 3 touchdowns in that game. Why'd you do it when somebody else scored?
I mean, what a cowboy cope that whole sentence just was right there. Trying to find some angle to attack the alpha
that's
that
weird,
just
though?
cuts you down in front of you.
It's like doing a touchdown
Kittle's
celebration.
a real one. He supports his teammates.
Yep, he's a foxhole guy.
Foxhole guy, okay? Not that the Cowboys would know a lot about that. There are a lot of me guys. You know what? Flip it upside down. San Fran's a lot of we guys.
Yeah.
I love how he spun this around.
Screw the Cowboys. I agree with Kittle.
No big deal.
Whatever, it's
NFL
worth it.
fines everyone for everything.
Yeah, that's true.
No
I
surprise.
mean, that is actually also true. No big deal because they do. I'd rather big deal, no big deal that, like, do you think it matters going forward? Like for the Cowboys? Like, are they, because I mean, as Dion would say, he made it very, very personal.
Micah Parsons has already made a couple of comments about it. He's like, look, that's personal now. And I think Debo Samuel said what was personal was 42-10.
I think Debo said you're lucky it wasn't worse.
Yeah.
We gonna see.
The Cowboys can't beat the 49ers. They can't. It's an awful matchup for them. I don't care how many times they played that game. San Francisco's not losing.
There's two people. There's two. The Cowboys can't beat the 49ers. Aaron Rodgers can't beat the 49ers. Those are the two.
Is that true? That's like in his
Yeah, the last 3 playoff runs for Aaron, he's gotten eliminated by the 49ers.
You know what's funny? The Eagles look to be so incredible, and it's still like, do they even make the Super Bowl last year if, the 49ers aren't down to nobody?
Yeah, literally like Christian McCaffrey playing quarterback.
Yeah. Big deal or no big deal? Mario, you put this in the group text earlier. It looks like Patrick Queen and Ariana Grande are dating.
That's awesome. Power couple, if true.
I feel like it's a pretty massive deal for a boy. PQ,
That is,
dude.
yeah.
I mean, if you're
Shout out
dating
to
Ariana
PQ.
Grande, are you kidding me?
She usually don't date athletes too, right? Like I know she was with Matt Miller. She was with Big Sean.
Wow, you really okay? I don't know. I don't know.
Pete David.
Pete Davidson. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So-
could just assume everyone dated Pete Davidson at some point, right?
Clearly, her type was not working. I respect that she's trying something new. Shout out to her and Pat Queen.
You did say that you respect both of these members of this power couple very much.
Hell yeah, they've both done a lot of great things.
I do really enjoy. Like Patrick Queen's like a really good football player, great mentality, good dude.
MVP in national championship game.
Yeah. Livonia, right?
I love that he quote tweeted the report with the lyric, "I swear that I wanted you back then," which I'm sure he grew up loving Ariana Grande. "Waiting on you like a back end. You bad as F, ain't no cap in."
That's romantic.
It is.
That is romantic.
He said, "Look, girl, I've been watching you from far for a long time now."
I was telling Mario, I was like, with game like that, I don't know how he didn't get Ariana Grande sooner.
Ooh, there's got to be a good Edgar Allan Poe joke here.
Like you talking about like
bang
Quote the Raven Nevermore?
Yeah, like Bang
type
the
stuff?
Raven Nevermore, something along those lines. I don't know, something.
It'll come to us.
Either way, shout out PQ. Huge come up for him. It's no Kelsey Swift, but it's not that either.
Yeah, it's not Kelsey Swift because she's not on the level of Taylor Swift at all. But Patrick
he's
Queen's
not
not
on
close to the level of Travis Kelsey.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So
They are Costco.
I think for him, it's a
They're
bigger come up
Kirkland
than
Smith.
for Travis.
They're Kirkland, Swift, Kelsey, for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Good.
That'll do it. Big deal or no big deal coming around. It's Munchies. Go to Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com, AccutempBR.com for all your AC, heat, and electrical needs. You want Accutemp. Service to the highest degree, and that ain't just lip service, folks. They walk the walk. Trust me when I say when you have them out to your home, you're going to be blown away. Remember my AC went out a couple weeks ago, and it's still 100 degrees. And they worked their butt off all Friday. And I don't go through any like extra normal channels. I'm not like, I do commercials for you. No, nothing like that, okay? Just call, go through the regular, because that's how just awesome and convenient and incredible the service is. And they worked their butts off to make sure my system was good to go for the weekend. Lifespan Insured, there's a reason why they got a 4.9 Google review rating with over 3,000 reviews, y'all. They're amazing. Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com. Munchies next.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
We have truckloads of inventory rolling in at Corbell Toyota in Opelousas. And you can take advantage of 3.99% financing on select 2023 models. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corbell Toyota in Opelousas. Happy Town, USA.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals.
But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We'll head to Auburn, take a closer look at the Tigers. Your Fantasy Blitz, Ryan Clark, will join us. It's Thursday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with T-Bob and Jacob. Right now, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome in Chef Michael Johnson, Executive Chef for LSU Athletics. Chef, what's up? How we feeling today, dude?
Man, that was good, dude.
You like that,
good.
dude? Is that pretty good?
Yeah.
It was all right.
It was better than all right. I mean, it
Oh,
been
wow.
great. That was better than all right. That was
Even
good.
your tiny hands can pat on the back, huh?
That at least hit good. Chill out. What's up, Chef? How we feeling today, man?
Really good, guys.
How about this, Chef? So because it dropped under 70, I made a gumbo last weekend, as one does.
Yeah.
And I got a hot tip from my boy Galen Iverstein, who I saw it made the roux with pork fat and flour. Very good.
You know, I mean, well, I'm not surprised that came from Galen. He's a quality guy with quality intuition. A heck of a chef, and he's got good products, man. So, plus, we share a love for pork. So.
Yeah, I'm excited. Next time I make it, though, Chef, I'm finally going to bake it. I'm going to bake that roux like you're always telling us about. So expect some texts coming in soon.
Yes, I'm waiting to hear for it.
Hashtag Munchies. Chef, what's your favorite Michelin star rated restaurant you've ever been to?
I can't think of a Michelin star restaurant that I've purposely gone to be honest with you, brother. I'm more of a hole in the wall kind of hidden secret kind of guy than I am Michelin star restaurants. And some people will argue with that. Some people say, but you're a chef. I like good food, and there's something to be said about the art behind it for certain. And there's also something to be said about the service, the details, all that kind of stuff. I've never gone and seek of a restaurant because it was Michelin star rated, though. I've had a couple of friends that worked at Michelin star restaurants, and honestly, as a chef, you read about Michelin star chefs killing themselves all the time.
Yeah.
And I just never wanted that kind of stress in my life. Being a chef is already enough stress, and I don't want to offer that kind of stress to another chef. I mean, I don't know. I have a kind of a bad vibe about it.
Chef, what exactly entails Michelin star? Like, who's Michelin? Who is giving these awards out? Like, how does all of that system even work? I can imagine it's very political.
Yeah, it is. Like, I think you have to buy into it to be like, at least addressed, and you have to. It's kind of, like you have to invest something into it to gain attention, and then like the judging is, like there's food critics come in that you don't ever know who they are, and they give you criticism according to everything from decor to like parking and
Bro, I'm gonna be pissed if I get dinged on parking. Like, get the hell up out of here. What does that have to do with it?
It's the entire experience, right?
I guess
where your location is, how easy it is to get in and out, how friendly the service is, where you met in a certain manner. Like, there's a set of criteria that it in order to get to 3 stars, brother. I mean, it's incredible. Like, the stress to get there is incredible. To maintain it's incredible. To lose one is like devastating, and people stop. Like, if you lose a star, all of a sudden they start. When you're gaining stars, the people flock, and when you lose them, like they run in droves away because there's something wrong, right? So, it is. I don't think it's a healthy thing. When I was in Seattle, they have a health department system where when you walk up to the restaurant, it's a smiley face system. So if it's a smiley face, you have a good report. If it's a frowny face, you had a bad report. And it's just one of those things, kind of associated to it, that if you had one bad day, like it's going to cost you. And obviously, health department report, I think, in my mind, is a little bit more important than a Michelin star, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But you kind of make that assumption when you walk into a Michelin place of it's, you have an expectation it's going to cost you a lot of money. There's going to be some artisticness to the food, like there's depth of flavor. And I think a lot of those places too, you're not just paying for the food, you're paying for the preparation of the food. And it, like a lot of times the food is small and unique and has been flown from around the world and has, like all these extraordinary, some of it's super creative, like the dishes that they put them on are made from sandstone or something that came from the sea. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But so I don't know. I don't go and seek at those places. I just like good food.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Chef, you mentioned like going to a hole in the wall way before you go to one of those Michelin restaurants. How do you make sure, though, that the hole in the wall is not too trendy, not too gimmicky, not too we're just standing in line for no reason? Like, how do you choose maybe your hole in the wall? Because as you know, like sometimes, like especially in New Orleans, like this place that started out as a hole in the wall, now it's like trendy and it's kind of changed over time.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of word of mouth, asking people that you know, and like I have a network of chefs that I know that I'll call friends from the area first and be like, hey, do you know anybody here? Do you know anybody here? And that will help. I tell you what I don't do is I don't go to Yelp, and that probably seems unfair, but there, like for every I've read about false Yelp reports of more and more of nature, and then there's also the one person that is Yelp, like zealous, that if they didn't just get everything just their way, they're going to go pencil whip a restaurant, and I'm not a fan of that either. You know what I mean? So
it's a personality type chef, and it's the worst personality.
Oh my God, it is too. And like if I go to Cabela's, like I'm going to read the good ratings and the bad ratings, and probably go to the bad ratings first, and then go to the good ratings and find the middle ground in there. It's almost like politics, right?
Yeah, fair.
But I'll ask friends to, somebody who's been there before, somebody who's kind of like-minded like I am, that knows, or who also likes hole-in-the-wall joints, who birds of a feather flock together, right? Yeah.
Chef, hashtag Munchies. Scott Dice says he has some fresh portobello mushrooms. You got any ideas for what he should do with them?
Well, I just really love to grill portobello mushrooms and maybe make like a burger out of it. We used to do this place when I worked at Desiree's and do like a crab stuffed portobello, but we grilled it before we stuffed it, and then melted some smoked Gouda over it. Oh man, it's too early to be thinking about smoked Gouda, brother.
It's that good though? Like just as a burger substitute, like a little smoked Gouda, a little salt, pepper, just how you would do a burger?
Oh
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah, like an onion roll, But, I mean, yeah, if you're not into heavy red meats and stuff, or smoke it, Also, here's a little trick too. If you're going to grill a mushroom, or even roast it for that matter, put it in a bucket of water for a few minutes, because mushrooms that they have high they're like little sponges, right? And so if you put that sponge on the grill, it's going to dry out and get wrinkly. So if you put it down in a bucket of water, or like soak it in water for a few minutes prior to, it's going to absorb that water in and prevent it from drying out when you roast it. And that's not just portobello mushrooms. That's most mushrooms. Some mushrooms you can really do some damage to if you soak it in water for too long, but that moisture content helps prevent it from drying out and getting that wrinkly kind of look. That I want my mushroom to be moist still after I cook it.
Brine your mushrooms for a few minutes.
Yep.
Hashtag
There you
Munchies. Todd Hoover says, to celebrate the Diamondbacks sweep, how would you prepare rattlesnake?
Gosh, it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've eaten snake before, but not rattlesnake. And I would love to have a friend hand me a wild rattlesnake that they killed, and I would probably try cooking it a few different ways. Just kind of mess around with it, and probably with different pieces of it. I'm kind of curious if the end of the snake, like the tail end of it, has more connective tissue than the middle piece of it. Like a snake can rear up. So I have a curiosity to muscular structure and the muscle tissue, and it's interesting how when it comes from different places on a creature, and a snake has no legs, right? So that creepy little thing deserves to be eaten. Yeah, I think I would probably deep fry it and try deep fried, and maybe smoked and grilled. Like just put a light smoke on it and then throw it on the grill.
Hashtag Munchies. I've never even thought about this. Hot stock or cold stock for roux to blend properly when making gumbo? Does it matter?
So it does. Here's the general rule for making roux. If your stock is cold, you use a hot roux. If your stock is hot, you use a cold roux.
Okay.
You can never mix the two of them together at the same temperature because it will clump. There you have it. You can do either, and it works fine. But if you're using a hot stock and it's already hot, you need to cool your roux so that it doesn't clump. And what happens is the butter or the oil or whatever that's surrounding the little granules of flour kind of melt away and slowly swell and bond to the liquid and thicken it up. Otherwise, if it's a hot roux and it goes right in, it does a different thing, and the oil melts away much too quickly, and what happens is it forms little clumpy balls of flour that you have to fish out or serve with embarrassment. So,
Chef, you mentioned rattlesnake, and it had me thinking maybe some of those things that could be kind of dangerous. Maybe if you eat those foods, if they're not prepared the proper way. What's the most scary thing that you've maybe ever tried?
I've eaten what I think it's called fugu, which in Japanese terms it's a
can't say that on the radio, Chef. Be careful.
It's blowfish is what it is, and if the person if the chef handling it doesn't know what they're doing and they pierce the poison sac, it can kill you. It's definitely
Was it worth it?
it's like an adrenaline rush almost. Like food. I don't recall it being so tasty that I would go back for it, but it was an adrenaline rush for sure. Like, jumping out of an airplane almost. It was that. It was a different experience. Like it wasn't a culinary experience, but it was definitely an experience.
Hey, Chef, what
Did
about...
you say culinary?
Culinary.
Oh, okay, but I like culinary. Like if you kill someone with
that's
blowfish.
right. Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Go ahead, Mark.
Speaking of, what about the cheese with maggots in it? I heard that's a thing, like in France and around the world. Do people really eat cheese with maggots, like live maggots in it?
Yeah. So what happens is the creature, and they're clean, so it's not that big. It's not like that. But what happens is it's digested and it comes out creamy, and it's supposed to be absolutely delicious. You can't get it in the United States because of the process, right? Like it's just kind of perceived to be something that's not healthy for the human body. But yeah, the reality of it is what happens is the creature or the maggot or the larvae eats the cheese and then digests it, and what comes out is this smoother, creamier product that's like incredible.
So you're eating maggot poop, like maggot poop cheese.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
I mean, look,
creamy.
I'm down to try it. I just think that's very funny.
Yeah, it's creamy.
Hashtag Munchies, best way to make fried cheese curds at home.
I like poutine. If that's what you're asking, like I like to deep fry them and make them with and put it with poutine. It's kind of a Canadian dish, Like you're not gonna hear too many Southerners say that. Some people just eat the squeaky cheese raw, which is kind of fun. But I like to beer batter it or do like a tempura batter on it and deep fry it and then put it in with some French fries and like beef debris kind of style beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this. Bilbo says, quote, "It's too early to be thinking about smoked Gouda, brother. Add this to the list of great chef quotes." I agree. Put it on a poster. It's too early to be thinking about smoked Gouda, brother.
Man, it just changed my day.
I am starving. Chef Michael Johnson, the legend, executive chef for LSU Athletics. Chef, thank you so much, man. You have an excellent day, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
See you, Chef.
Chef Michael Johnson. What a man. What
Is
a
that
man.
a play off Mr. Randy Watson?
No, what's that from?
Oh, T-Bob.
What?
Coming to America?
Yes.
I've never seen Coming to America. Whoa.
Robbie Ashford.
Robbie Ashford.
That's not a play off Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson.
I haven't put this coat on since last December.
Oh, gosh. Is that the Balmer?
Yeah, and I just found a piece of paper in here. Something about Arch Manning, the Saints playing a game in Germany. And on the back I've written, Angel of Empire, tap it thrice. And I have no idea. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Chef Michael Johnson. When we get back, more to be.
OTB, OT.
DraftKings Sportsbook app, baby. That's right. The crown is yours. And as an official sports betting partner of the NFL, you want to play on DraftKings. If you're signing up for the first time, use the promo code Baton Rouge. You bet $5 on any NFL game, and you instantly get $200 in bonus bets. But, if you're listening to this show, chances are that you're a returning customer. And we got great sweeteners going down for you every game day this October. So it's Thursday today, game today. Get on DraftKings, check out the deal, place your bets, have some fun watching the games tonight. DraftKings Sportsbook app. Again, the crown is yours. Go check out the Queen here in Baton Rouge, too. They're the new DraftKings Sportsbook app. Look in the Queen. Must be 20 or older, for President Louisiana. Select pairs only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility is deposit restrictions aside. Terms of sportsbook at DraftKings.com/football. Terms. Licensee partner in the Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambler problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
His name's Cain. along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2640.
Hannegriff, join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl and Town Square Pizza. Matt Humans is with us. Dwayne Colucci is with us, and Paul Nolan giving us a Thursday night pick. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Y'all, welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, Taylor hanging out. Somebody's saying The Lodge is really good. It says if you like art house horror, I do. I've seen Let the Right One In. I really enjoyed that. That was a Swedish art house horror film that was pretty dang good. Maybe I'll check it out tonight. Has anybody seen the new Pet Cemetery? Asked Craig Granger.
It's on Paramount Plus. I think it's a series, though. I don't think it's a movie.
No, it's a prequel. It's a prequel to the original. It's called Pet Cemetery Bloodlines. Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Okay, so it's a movie?
It might be.
It might be.
I'm saying like it's a
I thought
it's a
it was.
prequel.
I don't know.
Pet Cemetery
I ain't watching it, so.
Firmly in the blockbuster. I saw the cover but never watched the movie category.
You've seen the one they just made about 3 years ago?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. No, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking old Pet Cemetery, Killer Clowns, Children of the Corn. I used to look at these covers every time I'd go into Blockbuster, but I never, ever, ever wanted to rent them.
I've seen them both. The one they just made about 3 or 4 years ago, it's like legitimately scary.
A Pet Cemetery movie.
Yeah.
What's the scary part? Is pets coming to life? Dead pets?
Well, they do, but people are like, well, why do we just bury pets?
Yeah, okay.
Why couldn't we bury anything?
Yeah, this is some of the darkness that I'm looking for.
Yeah. It's good.
So it's like Indian in the Cupboard.
Kinda.
Except you just put them in the cemetery and they come back to life.
They're like, well, I brought my cat back. Could I bring Uncle Roger back?
I want to make Pet Cemetery 3 when we've just completely jumped the shark, and the plot is we all go and we heist like a T-Rex out of the Smithsonian, and then we bring a T-Rex back to life.
So like Jurassic Park meets Pet Cemetery.
Yes.
That's cool. I do like that.
And we're going to make dinosaurs with our Pet Cemetery. I was thinking about Indian Covered the other day. Is that the original multiverse film?
I saw your, I think it was your story on Instagram. I was like, I think he's right.
Because you got like Darth Vader battling
Jurassic Park's in the cover.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's got a little bit of everything there. God, I wanted that covered growing up, bro. Craig
Everybody
Ranger.
had to read that book, right? In school.
I never read
Indian
the book.
in the cover.
No.
Okay. Hey, that's a Shreveport thing, Bob.
That's the bench. Favorite scary movie, says Craig Ranger.
Not my favorite genre.
Favorite one ever is I mean, it's
I guess it depends on, like, do you consider Scream a scary movie? Do you
absolutely.
consider Disturbia a scary movie?
Yes.
Okay, define like the one you just like enjoy, casually watch, or like the
Scream.
one that you were just
he
like.
just said favorite. So I think
Scream.
Scream's a great answer. Scream makes a lot of sense.
I remember The Conjuring being good. I don't remember the plot too good, but I went and saw it in theaters.
I
It was a
don't
good
like
experience.
90% of the movies he makes, but the 2007 Rob Zombie Halloween, my favorite scary movie of all time.
Oh, really?
Have you not seen it?
No, but I've seen House of a Thousand Corpses and
So
Devil's
have
Rejects.
have you seen the original Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember with the little kid in the house at the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
This one's a lot more disturbing because like the first like 45 minutes of this movie like follows a young Michael Myers.
I have seen
and
this
how he grew up.
actually.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, it is good.
That's probably my favorite scary
What
movie.
do-
Everybody's like the original. That is the one scary movie I think the remake's better than the original.
What do we consider American Psycho?
That's one that's like scary movie, but
thriller.
I mean, more like thriller scary, I would say, but it's not. And that's like that's like yesterday how we were talking about the best time to watch scary movies is during Halloween, but that doesn't necessarily mean everyone's a Halloween movie. I would not say that that's a Halloween movie. Also, last time I watched American Psycho, I realized how much of a like satirical comedy it is. Like it's actually hilarious.
It's a great movie.
It is a great movie. The business card scene is probably a top 10 movie scene
He's
of all
mad 'cause
time.
the guy's got the
Oh, it's
watermark.
unbelievable. It's a top 10 movie scene of all time.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
so damn good.
Watermark.
I don't know, man. Cabin in the Woods is kind of jumping in my head. It's fun. I like it. It's it's comedy, horror, I guess you could say. But even then, like, do I have like a favorite? I mean, It Follows would have been there for a while, but I don't know. Huh. Yeah, Saw is considered. Saw's in there for sure.
Oh, I love Saw.
We know.
Actually,
It
it's
is your
probably
favorite, I
The
think.
Exorcist. It's probably The Exorcist for me. That's
What do y'all think of
Oh
Final?
no, wait, what am I talking about? I'm being dumb. The Shining.
No, so
Easily The
Jake,
Shining.
it's not my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie franchise.
The Saw is?
Yes.
Of anything?
Probably, yeah.
Are you a big Purge fan as well?
No.
Strike me as
Not a Purge
guy.
fan.
Oh, okay.
Final Destination. Any thoughts?
Oh, that's
It
good.
scared the hell out
Didn't
of
want
me
to get
as
on a
a
plane
child.
for a while.
I feel like it's more looked at as like a joke now, but back in the day, it was.
It's a
like
fun
legit.
movie, though.
I still think about logs falling off of 18-wheelers and
Yep.
smashing me in the face.
Every time I'm
coaster.
behind one.
Every time I take off in a plane, I still think about Random blowing up.
Yep.
Every time I take a shower, even though I don't even have the little laundry line in the shower, I think about falling and it getting wrapped around my neck and dying.
Roller coaster.
The roller coaster one, I actually didn't, or I mean, I saw the scene. I never watched the whole movie. It didn't really get to me like the other ones did. But yeah, man, Final Destination stuck with me for sure.
Nobody rides behind a log truck anymore and doesn't think about
No,
that.
I mean, it's impossible. It's impossible not to. I speed up past it immediately every time, and I'm like watching, like, hold up now. You tying things down straight?
Just like when you drive behind one of the 18-wheelers that carries vehicles, transports vehicles, and there's not a car on there, you're like, could I ramp this like GTA?
Yeah, well, to me, I always think of Crazy Taxi. But I do think, can I ramp this? Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, when we get back, ask the bench. Keep it
OTB, OT.
K2Z window coverings, K2ZBlinds.com. That's KTOZBlinds.com. Brandon Bart's been in this thing for 25 years, y'all. And look, if you're trying to take your theater room, man cave, outdoor living space to the next level, K to Z is your answer. Or look, you, your wife, whoever's the interior designer of the bunch, not happy with your current setup on your windows, take it to the next level. Let Brandon Barton come out there. Trust me when I say you'll get brownie points. You'll be satisfied. You'll get exactly what you're looking for. KTOZblinds.com.
Yeah, once you go to the website, you'll see what we tell you about every single day. Interior, exterior. They can help you in so many different ways, and they have so many different options. He's going to come in and give you all those options. In fact, like T-Bob tells you, he's going to come in with a compass and tell you exactly what you need for your space depending on how the sun rises or how it sets. It is that attention to detail that makes K to Z the absolute best. K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206.
And this Sunday as we bring you a trio of NFL games. We'll start with the noon kickoff, Washington Commanders at Atlanta Falcons, and then immediately following that, we'll take you to Patriots at Raiders, and then our nightcap, the New York Giants and Buffalo Bills. Tune in on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
E-Dub says The Shining still gives me nightmares of 45. Yeah, what am I talking about? The Shining's always, yeah, it's The Shining. Shining is also the only one that I love to like revisit casually. Yeah, it's a Shining.
I need to watch Dr. Sleep. Haven't seen that yet.
I didn't hear good enough stuff to make
I didn't
me
either, but I
want to
just
go watch it. Ask the Bench, if you could live the life of any, and Ask the Bench, brought by Cold Curse Light, Visit Art Shelter, Blue Moon Light Sky, Citrus Sweet. Also, remember, when you're out and about this weekend, what are we going to do, guys? Noel Family Distillery, okay? Put it to the test. It's a pickle vodka, rum aged tequila barrels, tequila, the official tequila of LSU Athletics was Blanco and Reposado. You want Noel Family Distillery. Shout out. Drink Curse Light and then chase it with some Noel. Hell yeah, baby. It's already in the restaurant, so you just go ask for it. All right, Ask the Bench. If you could live the life of any scary/horror movie villain bad guy, who would you want it to be? I mean, Jack from The Shining, dude. Just live in a sick, badass hotel all summer.
Yeah.
Or all winter. Sounds great.
Not bad.
Jason, hang out at the lake all the time.
Yeah,
be a good one. That'd be a good one. Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah. You can go Freddy and just sleep all the time.
And you're basically just kind of like peeping on hot teens. you
Yeah,
know,
just
and then
chilling at the
killing them.
lake. Yeah.
Chilling at the lake, kind of living the life in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that'd probably be mine.
The Jason and Family Guy is so funny. All the Jason spoofs when he's like just a normal person, but then like stabbing people whenever he sees.
Who'd you say, Jake?
Freddy.
Damn, son. Trying to be God? To me, Freddy's like God just because, like, you know, he's just, you can't beat Freddy.
Yeah.
There's no way. I would not kill my family if I stayed at that hotel, though. Unless they deserved it. But, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just working all day. I'm starting to think like maybe they do deserve it, you know? Ask the Bench. Cast an OTB Hallmark movie about Thanksgiving.
This happened a few years ago.
Yeah, we did a
perfect
Christmas movie or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, like y'all pick like who plays who type of thing?
Well, we're out of time. We can do this next time. The quote for today, remember, fellas, brother, it's too early to be thinking about smoked Gouda. Hope you all have a Gouda day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Kick off your weekend, a little Football Friday here on Off the Bench.
OTB, OT.
Rejuve-Me Medical. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Get that youthful, energetic feeling that you used to have when you were the proud cock of the walk, the peacock with your chest puffed up. Look at me, I am man, hear me roar, I am woman. If you've lost that, go to Rejuve-Me, okay? And whether it's like a facial aging, andropause, menopause, mood memory problems, insomnia, energy levels not right, weight gain, weight not coming off. Like, I mean, come on now. Maybe HRT for you, maybe not. Maybe semaglutide. The point is you go get that consultation. They customize a plan for you. RejuveMeMedical.com.
You have to go to the website, right, get the consultation set up, because even if you think you know what you're dealing with, it could be something different. Get to the bottom of it. They're going to help you do that over at Rejuve-Me. So go over, get your blood work drawn, and figure out exactly what's going on and see what they can help you with. RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infinity Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter